Hello, and welcome. Bienvenido. Is that how you say it in Spanish?
What are you trying to say?
Welcome.
I have no idea.
I think I could be, somebody fact check me on that. Welcome to the Mild and Lazy Guys podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt.
And Andrés.
Oh, hey.
I do know how to say that.
Look at you.
Mi nombre es Andrés.
Hey, look at you.
Took me 3 years to learn that. I failed Spanish twice.
Yeah, I took like 3, I think 2 years in like a summer school. And nothing stuck. We're back. We're back with, we learned some stuff, new setup. We learned some things, some technology we didn't know we had. So we'll have some fun with audio when we have time to actually set it up and have fun with it. We got Bernie in the house. Bernie, the pod dog.
Bernie's all over me right now.
He's currently, see
Bernie,
if you can get it.
Hold on. Say hello, Bernie. Okay.
No. We got a good snort earlier.
That was gold audio.
That was a good snort.
I want Bernie to be our outro now. If we could, God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna put you down, brother. If we could just get Bernie to say something real quick every night. Okay, brother, you're tangled. Okay, this is not the ideal way to
He just
start.
wants your face.
It was like I could fall asleep and hear that sound. Well, Owen started Little League last week.
Oh, how's that?
Shit show, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was everything I thought it would be and expected. Mm-hmm. And so it started Saturday, and Saturday they were like, yeah, that's opening day. Show up at 9. Show up on Saturday, and we get there. We get his uniform. Turns out we got the wrong hat. He's the Tigers, and it was almost like an Astro logo, but the color scheme was right. And I'm like, well, I don't see how that represents a tiger at all, but yeah. Okay. And then
fuck up number 1.
rotated my tires, got a haircut, did all that fun stuff, and then we go back up there, and I go up to the coach. I was like, hey, Andrew, this is Owen. He immediately looks at me, goes, that's the wrong hat. And I said, I fucking knew it. So I was like, all right. So I had to go back and wait like 10 minutes to get this hand out, and I shook his hand, and he looked at me, he goes, that's the wrong hat. And I said, I fucking know it, dude. I know that's not a tiger.
I know what a tiger looks like.
I was talking to my wife about this for 2 hours, so thank you, Dan. And they'd be like, Alfred's like, back up. And you'd be like, goddamn right, back up, dude. I'm about to crank this one. So that was a prideful moment, but it's one of those things where dad's on the field the whole time.
Yep.
We're playing with the foam bat. Mm-hmm. He hits it, and I'm like, white line, dude. I was like, run that line right there. And I'm having to go. Like every kid got to bat around, and then it was their turn to bat around, and we just did that. There was no outs because it was really cute. Because me and Owen, I'm like, look, buddy, we're in the hot corner right now. We're at third base. Like this is where the action's going to be. Because I assumed every kid would be batting right. Kid would get it, and he would just turn around, look at me, and shrug his shoulders, and just walk back. And I'm like, Matt, what are you gonna do? It was just really cute. He did that like half a dozen times, just shrugged his shoulders and walked back. So that was fun. It was a shit show, but it was fun. The coach asked parents just to kind of get familiar with it.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is hold on, let me go make sure I get the right one. Tomorrow is Monster Jam.
Yeah, it is.
And just jump shit on the ramp. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna go do that. I'm hoping my dad's gonna drive us. I don't know, but I paid for everything. This shit was not cheap.
No, no, because usually So I was wondering if it had already happened, but no, he's gonna freak. Yeah, he's gonna freak.
Oh,
because I think all the ones he knows are gonna be there, and that smaller one. So yeah, no, I'm excited for him.
He got awesome. I think he's up to like a dozen little monster
little Italian, like little forklifts.
Luigi, the tire salesman.
The pit crew.
Yeah.
You know, he had those. So, yeah, no, he went through the same thing.
I'm pretty sure he's going to love those movies. I watched them with Elizabeth, and in my opinion, it's different than the other two.
It was different.
And I respect that.
Was that 2 or 3?
It was 2. Third one is where the new generation of like electric cars, like Jackson Storm or something comes
fucking
in.
Hated Jackson
Cocky
Storm,
ass
dude.
bitch.
Landry loved, like, kids like players. They don't like teams. They're not loyal to teams.
It really is like that.
Wild to me.
It really is like that.
Wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, if we lost, and the Adelsons traded Luka in a larger plot to move.
I actually believe that theory.
Move the Mavericks. I just wouldn't follow basketball. I just wouldn't. I just couldn't, or I don't know. I just couldn't not root for the teams that I.
I remember in that Super Bowl, like 2 weeks or what, I guess it was more than 2 weeks ago. I asked him, I was like, so you're going to be watching the game, right? Big Chiefs fan? He's like, nah, I don't know. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, the Chiefs are just too good now.
Got beat.
I didn't watch a single second of that. What I did was I turned it on because Claire wanted to watch it, like for the commercials. We turned it on and it was one of those Jesus, he gets us. And I said, fuck this. Like, I'm not watching a Jesus infomercial while the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I was like, this is bullshit.
Oh, it was an excruciating 3 hours, dude.
I didn't.
I'm gonna miss football, but
USFL, dog.
Dude, I wanted to.
I'm down.
I want to go to Renegades game. They play Choctaw and they got dollar glizzies, bro. They got dollar glizzies. There you go.
It's at Choctaw. That's where they play?
That's where they play.
I hope it's there. I want to take my kids to that place,
Let's take. No one's old enough and let's take the kiddos
to a USFL or soccer.
Whatever. These tickets are like buy one get one. Like $20 will get you on the field. It's a field seats for $20. Buy one get one. Just bang for your buck.
And we got good young prospects. You get to. I like seeing the guys like, oh, this guy might be here in a year or two.
So the guy, we didn't get him signed here, but there's 4 signatures.
I'm completely, especially if you're taking your kids, because they just like the live sports. They don't care if we're not. My son's not going to know if CeeDee Lamb's not playing, or if Parsons is coming off the edge.
Right.
We can go to USFL or soccer. He just wants the atmosphere,
and that's. It's up the road.
And there's Jersey Mike's there.
Dude, I had Jersey
Half-price books, Jersey Mike's. Dude, okay.
I had Jersey Mike's last week, and Lauren was like, I'm going to Cedar Hill on my way back. Do you want me to get Jersey Mike's? I was like, what kind of fucking question is that?
Right? What is it? What'd you call it?
Adult.
What is that, like
adult?
An adult?
No, a DOLT. It means like an
acronym?
No, it's like a simpleton.
Oh yeah.
Like adult.
When she doesn't know.
Swine.
When you fucking uncultured swine. She would get generally mad at me and 30 minutes later, she's like, I can't believe you called me that. It's like, I can't believe you don't know if Beavis and Butthead do America.
And I can't, you're not a so fuck your passion.
When it gets to the part that we really like, that's when everyone dips out.
Yep. Yeah, except Troy. I love Troy.
Maybe Brady.
Maybe Brady.
Maybe
Brady.
Who
knows?
It's kind of fun to say that back to back.
Maybe Brady. Light was on for 4 consecutive days, and I didn't have to worry about it. It was awesome.
I'm a grandma, dude. If I get below half a tank, I'm filling up.
I should be like that, but I'm just enjoying not having to constantly fill up now. So
but we have drastically different
fucking Roudesy, dude.
All right.
There's a guy on the internet. He's got a YouTube channel. He built like a 1200 horsepower Odyssey, and he called it the Roudesy.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's 1200 horsepower. Yeah, it runs like 7-second. So I stole it from there. But yeah, no. Being a government employee is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got Texas Independence Day off.
I don't think I got that. What day is that?
It was last month. It was got my feet up on the couch, watch my little show I've been watching. It's fucking great.
I guess we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we will get to that later because I have been watching stuff, and this job is allowing me to watch some stuff on the clock.
Well, then who's 26? You mean this summer? Oh, I was trying to think.
No. Last summer, 24.
25. Oh,
summer of 24. Sorry, 2024. Was season 25, I believe. I don't know. I could look that up. I'm too behind. Behind. Yeah, so I'm going to catch up. And this, I'm back.
That's like the only show. Hold on, here we go.
Yeah, Howard Dean. Fuck yeah.
Now that I can see what I'm. I'll just keep this little. What'd you call it? A bank. Keep this bank up.
Yeah, keep that bank up. So let me see if I can do this without fucking breaking shit. So let's pull up some news stories because we got some wild ones today.
I have a button for that.
Let's see.
Small but potent.
Hit me with that. First story comes from ABC News. Headline reads: $10 million reward.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out.
So was he dealing all that snow or some kind of?
Somebody made a reference of like.
There's got to be a cocaine reference.
There was, and I'll try to find it. The U.S. Department of State is offering a $10 million reward for the capture of a former. Multiple murders. Jesus, I didn't read that far. Authorities announced Thursday Ryan Wedding, 43, a Canadian national, has also been added to the FBI's 10 most wanted. We chill on that?
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say, if it's like drugs, it's almost like a supply and demand thing.
Yeah, maybe.
You can't really kill people. That's not too cool.
Yeah.
Unless you're like pedophiles, and then I'm down for that.
So... politics adverse, especially on this podcast and life in general. But the immigration topic is very hot, and it's people have their opinions. What if
someone came up, you know what it was called?
What?
Alien versus Predator. Somebody made that joke before.
Really?
It was hilarious, yeah. Someone came up with that idea of having illegal aliens hunt pedophiles and call it Alien versus Predator.
Fucking pull that out.
No, I like our idea of Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's fucking great. I love it.
This is just the perfect title for it.
I fucking love it. All right. So, again, I think this is.
Isn't that right? It's like a TH. It's lethal. Okay.
Okay, so Jathan Glider, blah, 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 allegedly robbed a Tiffany & Co. jewelry store in a mall in Orlando, Florida on February 20th. Ripped blue jeans. God,
gross. They must have been
the douche starter.
Yeah, I was going to say, for them to be such detailed, those are probably the douchiest jeans. He probably had those giant sunglasses too that just consume your face.
And they were he probably had a white belt on. Had to have. with a W, SHWN, and was negotiating the sale on behalf of a player on the Orlando Magic basketball team. Glider was brought into the store's VIP room because of the value of the jewelry involved in the transaction. Each, and the ring is valued at $587,000. Store staff told police. During the consultation in the VIP room, Glider allegedly jumped out of his seat and grabbed the merchandise. He then allegedly was seen on mall parking lot security cameras getting into a blue 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander.
Guy's driving a fucking Mitsubishi.
Yeah, Mitsubishi.
They should have saw him roll up. No, he's full of shit.
Yep. They were able to follow the car over matching that description for a traffic violation. The driver of the car allegedly resisted the investigation and was arrested on resisting charges separate from the incident. Highway patrol officials identified officers transporting him to jail heard him say, "I should have thrown them out the window." Oh my God, there's an x-ray. Glider was then taken to the Washington County Jail where a live scan showed for several foreign objects in his stomach. $769,500.
I feel like the smart thing to do would be, and this is going to sound gross, but don't you like bring a condom and drop them in there and swallow it all at once so it poops out a lot easier? Because that's going to fucking hurt coming out of your butthole, dude.
That's the pro move, because that is going to, the actual part that goes through your ear has like maybe like the little
clip on the back,
or like the little rubber tip that goes over.
like a little cover.
Yeah, like a little cover. Either way, but the jagged edges of the actual like,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking edges of a diamond just gonna cut.
We lost Gene Hackman.
Well, they found him. He was just dead.
Yeah, we lost him, and then they found him dead with his wife and a dog.
Yeah, the dog was a weird thing. That's first thing Claire thought, which made sense, was carbon monoxide. And I feel like poisoning.
So they officially came out and said that he died of cardiovascular and Alzheimer's disease around February 18th, about 1 week after his wife died from a rare syndrome, hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, on February 11th.
Yeah, so he was...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn, I wonder what he was doing. Like, he must have just known. Huh?
He didn't, like, yeah, I'm just questioning with you, like, what, he didn't know?
Yeah, your wife died for like a week. You're just...
I don't want... She's Asian.
So you think she ate it?
Maybe.
Yeah, we just cracked the case.
Boom, solved. The CDC says that that disease initially causes flu-like symptoms that can progress to more severe illness when people have trouble breathing.
All their liquor, and
I'm surprised they didn't eat them, because a lot of times that happens.
Oh, I thought you meant they eat the dog.
Well,
the dog gets too hungry. That's what happened to Lane Stanley. He got fucking eaten by his cats.
Yeah, the animals. I wasn't talking about the wife and her.
Would definitely start eating something.
Hackman tested negative for the hantavirus. So yeah, that's just a weird thing. One of the couple's 3 dogs was found dead in a crate about 10 to 15 feet away.
Oh, they had 3 dogs?
Yeah, but their 2 other dogs were found alive. It appeared they had access.
It was just such a weird story. Like, sorry, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm already yawning. It was just such a weird story because it was like Gene Hackman died, and then like hour later, it's like, oh, his wife died, and they're like, oh, and his dog died.
Else really like that's going on? Like,
the Mavericks fucking sold their franchise, but I guess we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Piece of shit.
Fucking Nico.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for news.
This is your idea.
Okay, yeah. Mount Rushmore. So this week, this episode, the Mount Rushmore is Mount Rushmore of discontinued snacks from your childhood, or basically the 90s. So snacks we had as kids that aren't around.
Probably didn't make it maybe too far into this millennium.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, but just that one, because I fucking loved this one thing I'll tell you about.
Okay.
Like, I made a post about it. Like I had a memorial for this one item like 5 years ago. Right. Remember this? Claire, not so much, but it was the Pop-Tart Crunch cereal where they were kind of puffy and that's where the filling was. So it was each bite
puff.
was a puff. So they were kind of big. And so I told Claire, like, you could only get like.
First one, Doritos 3D.
Okay. That was on my list.
Okay, fuck. I knew
that's a good one.
I knew we'd have some. We'd probably have some that crossed over. But they had the nacho cheese and then the spicy ranch ones. They were just so cool. Like,
and they were puffy. That one chip is the equivalent of like half of a normal Dorito. Yeah. Which you're just not getting
from
as
like
much.
A profit margin standpoint. Like, why would you stop?
Yeah, I'm sure Doritos was raking in money.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, but now they have crumbs, Dorito crumbs. Yep. My sister had that, and I was like, how fucking dumb are you, Alicia? Sorry, I shouldn't say which one it was. It was one of my... I was like, how stupid is this?
No, just
like,
let it
my
just
kids
go.
really like it. I was like, your kids are fucking stupid, okay?
They're stupid.
Just kidding.
All right, what's your second one?
Shark Bite gummies.
God damn it, that was on mine too. And I put specifically the great white shark one.
That was the equivalent of the Scooby-Doo snacks, where it was like that pretty blue color, like the ocean water, where everyone was like, this is it. This is what you want in a bag. It's like pulling a rookie card. Yeah. You're like, I got this one. You set that aside, you eat the others, and you save that one for last.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, the shark bites, dude. So good.
And I had to Google some of this stuff, and when I saw that, I just had like memories of eating those, and I'm like, you telling me those aren't around anymore?
That's why when you were like, oh, that's very oddly specific, but I saw this trend, this is a trend that was going on in like social media, and the memories it had, and it took me down. I was like, oh, dude, we got to talk about this.
Yeah. Once I did, it literally took like 3 minutes of research, and I found a page that had like 40, and I'm like, oh, I remember like 30 of this.
Yep. My second one, Butterfinger BBs.
Oh, that was honorable mention, dog. Those are good.
So fucking good, man.
So they were kind of like what they have candy like that now. Just it's kind of like what are they fucking called? I always confuse them with Milk Duds. They're like Whoppers. They're like the Whoppers. They're like little balls that have a little crunch to them.
But that's like malt. The Whoppers are like malt.
Right. I'm just saying the same shape, same concept. It was like little
BBs, dude, with like Butterfinger inside.
Just get like a handful of them and chunk them in your mouth.
Down the hatch, dude.
Pour them in milk and cereal.
Oh, dude, it was so good. Yeah, Butterfinger BBs.
That should honestly come back.
And they had the Simpsons as like the marketing campaign.
Well, that's because Bart was always get your hands off my Butterfinger type thing.
Yep.
He had a good run. So my next two are just going to be drinks because I remember loving both of these drinks, and Clay doesn't remember any of them. First one was Fruitopia. Do you remember Fruitopia?
That's on my honorable mention.
Like I can remember vending machines and how it would, like the font of it was all squiggly.
I remember we had one at junior high. I know you're.
That might be what I remember then.
We're only a couple years behind, so I know it was still there. We had one in junior high in the. That's
what I was telling Claire. I was like, these things were like a big deal,
and then it just like. Poof.
Well, I read about it, and it was a part of the Coke company, the Minute Maid brand, and it was them trying to capitalize against what Snapple was doing. This was their equivalent to Snapple. But I was like, I remember those drinks being just delicious. Like they really tasted good, but it just said they just had sales just kept going down and down and down, and after like by early 2000s, they just discontinued
Bring it back,
all.
Dude.
Exactly.
Bring it back.
That and a couple of these, man, should all come. They're delicious.
And that was on my honorable mention. I totally remember that.
Okay, I got one more drink I'm going to give you that I hope you don't remember because Claire had no idea about this one.
Okay, I've got two more drinks. Okay. So,
oh man,
my third one. Do you remember pizzerias? There were chips. There were triangles. Yeah. And this is why I was trying to get the freaking visuals set up. Let me. I'm going to pull it up on my phone.
They're just like pizza shaped flavored chips.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Dude, they were so good.
You know what snack that you can get today that I love that I feel like a lot of people hate are combos. I fucking love combos.
Me and Lauren talk about it. We get combos all the time.
I love combos. Claire thinks they're little dog treats.
No.
I'm like, no, you're wrong because they're delicious and they have different flavors and they're wrapped in pretzels. I love pretzels.
Pizzerias. Do you remember those?
Oh, fuck. I think I do.
Do you remember those? Little white bag. They had cheese pizza. I think they had like pepperoni.
Actually, no, I don't.
Dude,
they were made by Keebler
those?
Elves.
Dude,
were making them.
They were so fucking good, dude.
I do not actually.
So good.
I'd try them again
dude,
if I could.
They were so good, man. So yeah, the little pizzerias. That was probably late '80s, earlier '90s.
Yeah. See, I was.
And I had
still shitting my pants.
I had older siblings. That's why we probably had these in the house. So good, dude. So yeah, pizzerias.
If I could, I'd try them, but I don't remember that at all. My last one, the drink, very 90s, yep. Orbits. Do you remember Orbits?
I saw that and I didn't put it on because you said you had some drinks. I was like, I bet you it's Orbits.
Dude, Claire didn't remember, and I was like, and I looked, and they were little gelatin balls. It was basically little Jello.
It was the boba tea craze. Yeah. It was boba before this boba tea craze.
I described it to Claire, and she's like, "Is it like a boba?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but not as pretentious." Yeah. I was like, "It was carbonated water, basically.
It was clearly
with Jello, basic gelatin floating."
Here's another one that they've brought back, but it's clearly Canadian with little Jello balls.
Oh, do
you remember Clearly Canadian?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God! Hold on. Clearly.
But yeah, I was like, I remember just like just getting a big swig of Orbits and like chewing them up, and I was like, you know what? In hindsight, they don't look
Clearly
that good.
Canadian. Do you remember those?
I don't think I do.
Oh my God!
Maybe it's just there's no gelatin in there. Though.
No, but what I was saying, Orbits was like Clearly Canadian, the drink. With the
it even looks the same. The bottle's shaped the same.
Because
it's basically carbonated
that's just
water.
Carbonated flavor water.
Yeah. All they did was just add gelatin to it.
Yeah. I totally remember those.
But if anyone remembers, like if you can picture an Orbits, it's basically like drinking a lava lamp.
Yep.
That's what I liked about it. Yep. I think I drank a shitload of Orbits growing up. I don't know why. Maybe I just thought it was cool. I like chewing on those little orbs, but that was like one of the first I thought of when you said that. It was like I used to fucking pound Orbits.
All right, so my last one was Shark Bites, so I'm just gonna pull one. I'm just gonna pull one from honorable mentions. Do you remember PB Crisps?
Dude, you're making it seem like you're so much older than me. No, I don't.
You don't remember PB Crisps?
That's the Planters guy.
That's the Planters guy. So it had like a crunchy they were shaped like peanuts, and they had like this like little crunchy shell, and then the inside was like a peanut butter cream.
That sounds delicious.
Bro, it was so good.
I'm wondering why some of this got canceled. Like maybe we just shouldn't have been eating it. Like it was terrible for us.
I don't know, but yeah, PB Crisp was made by Planters. They were amazing, and then they also had like PB&J crisps, and then like chocolate crisps. They had variations.
I remember seeing that was on the list that I looked at.
Yeah.
I just remember one more.
Dude, so good. So yeah, PB Crisp. I'll pull that up from honorable mentions to replace Shark Bites. But yeah, you can rattle off your honorable mentions.
Okay, I got 4. We both mentioned Surge Cola.
Yeah.
Which there was a rumor going around when I was in junior high.
It's not a rumor. That's why my dick is so small.
Well, that's what I was told is if you drink Surge, your wiener's going to like not grow. And when you're like 12 years old and like you'd like to see this thing get bigger at that point, you're like, I guess I'm quitting cold turkey on the Surge Cola because I was all about it. I mean, it was kind of like an equivalent to like a Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And then it was just gone, dude. Me and the boys were all about Surge Cola.
Yep.
And then nobody drank it because everyone thought it made your wiener small and nobody wanted to have a small wiener.
Yep. Totally remember that.
Remember the Oreo O's cereal?
Dude, so good.
That was so good.
So good.
Okay, so we were talking about the cereal, Claire and I brought up a Mount Rushmore we need to do of dry cereal that you can just sit down and eat, like
with no milk.
Yeah,
Okay,
you ever just get a pinch of cereal and just eat it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
I could eat cereal for dinner.
We have cereal Sunday, so that's a tradition that goes back to my childhood. 2 more. Trix yogurt. Did you ever have Trix yogurt? I feel like that was yogurt.
Yes.
Marketed towards kids.
Yes.
And it was like a swirl, so it had like 2 flavors in one. And it was the Trix rabbit from the cereal. And all of a sudden, he just transitioned to yogurt. And like our kids now have Go-Gurt and Danimals. And I was like, this was our equivalent to that. That was the kids' yogurt from 20 years ago.
Yep.
Like that was just always in our refrigerator. You just get Trix yogurt. And my last one, dude, my sweetheart, my baby, Choco Tacos.
Choco Tacos.
God, Choco Tacos were so good, and they just discontinued them in the last 5 years.
Remember when you get a hot summer day and you heard that fucking that sweet music from that ice cream truck? And I had to fucking scramble inside and hope my mom was like around and had her purse available, try to get some money. And then
for us, we had a spot where my mom kept all our change. It was like it was shaped like a Mickey Mouse thing that took the top off.
Yeah.
And you just handful of change and put it in your pocket and run out.
I remember like trying to like find mom and ask her for some money and then trying to beat,
Oh, it's a ticking clock.
Yeah.
When you hear that sound.
Crispy Choco Taco off the truck.
Choco Tacos.
Straight off the truck.
Good.
Dude, so good. So, dude, this is probably one of my favorite Mount Rushmores. and this is known, like we're a food podcast veiled as
we
bro
really
talk.
Are. We talk so much food, and we don't plan on it to be, but then we'll just go on this deviation towards food for
just have like
10 minutes,
like a squirrel moment where we just like food.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, did you see jalapeno lemon pepper closed down off 287?
Yeah, saw that. I knew
bummer.
that. I've never liked that location for anything because it
is a weird. I mean, it's literally off a highway.
It's weird.
It's not the best location.
No.
Like getting there is kind of a hassle.
From like a business like restaurant tour standpoint. Like I'd never liked that location but I will give them props. Like they made it there way longer than what I expected them to.
It was good food, man.
Well,
it was a great meeting spot because my parents are in Ennis now.
Yeah, for y'all. Yeah.
So for us, we'd just be let's meet up there and we'll hand off our little tyrants and then we'll have food.
Yeah, they still got the original, or it's not the original. They moved, but they still got the one in Midlothian.
Yeah, that's what Claire said. And I was like, I'm not fucking going to Midlothian.
Okay, so mine. My first one, honorable mention. Do you remember Kudos bars? They had different flavors. Kudos bars.
Yeah.
They were marketed as like, I don't know, health bars or granola bars, but they were just straight up candy bars.
It's like it's drizzled in chocolate and M&Ms.
You got M&Ms, Dove, and Snickers variety pack. But Kudos,
I'll take
so
a
good,
couple
dude.
Snickers.
Kudos is so good. Okay, so this one, and I don't know why. I guess I'm really old. I've got to pull up for you. So do you remember Squeeze-Its, the drink?
Hell yeah.
Like they were like the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, those are the ones that I can distinctly remember twisting the cap off, and the way they were like downward longhorns that just twisted off like that.
Yep.
That was
Squeeze-Its.
That was probably like Claire's number one pick because we both remembered those.
So that was another one.
I thought like there was a thing like you could save the caps and do something like maybe you mailed them in and you would get something. Do you remember something like that?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but do you remember, and Lauren wanted me to bring this up, and we've talked about it, the Tootsie Roll with the Indian and the star and the rumor, and where you could like,
There's a rumor?
Was it a rumor?
About what?
Where you could, if you had the arrow with the star, you could trade it in and get one.
Get one what?
Get another Tootsie Pop.
Oh, I don't know that.
Like on the wrapper.
I know you could get a free video rental from Astro.
No, on the wrapper, if you unwrap the Tootsie Pop, right, and it's got the circle, and it says Tootsie Pop, and the flavor, and it's got all the little designs, and if you had an Indian shooting a star with his arrow, bow and arrow, where it was, you could turn that wrapper in, and you could get another Tootsie Pop.
I don't remember that. I saved mine for Astro.
Yeah, out of the little the spiral vending machine.
That was
the gumball.
That was the gumball, but they also had, if you had the Indian with the arrow, you could just bring them your wrapper and get a free movie. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, there was two ways. You could have the gumball, and if it had like a stamp on it, right, or whatever, it just said something on it.
A stamp, yeah. Usually it was the yellow one.
And the other one was if you had a Tootsie Roll with him shooting that arrow, you just walk up there, slap it on the counter, you walk out with Biodome, just like that.
Fuck. Okay.
Or whatever Pauly Shore movie you want.
I don't remember that.
Or fucking Leprechaun or whatever I was renting in like 1997.
All right, I got two more. I thought this was the peak of class back in the day. I thought like if you had this, like you were rich, you had made it. Do you remember Viennetta ice cream? No. The fancy ice cream? Do you remember that?
Oh, dude,
where it was like the loaf.
That is high class.
Yeah, you know, it was like the loaf, and it had like the very elegant commercial.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It, you know, I never had it once in my life.
Didn't. We're fucking poor.
But I thought that's
very classy.
If you had water dispenser in your refrigerator and vignettes, I thought that's it. You're and then
rich. You walk upstairs to
Bezos.
Your bedroom.
Yeah, you're Bezos.
Yeah.
Back in your 90s, you're Bezos. You're it. So that was it, and then
that's what Richie Rich cuts into.
Yeah,
like we're fucking eating here those kudos bars.
We're eating PB crisps,
washing it down with the Surge Cola. This kid's drinking Perrier water.
So my last one's a drink. Do you remember Sobe drinks? In the glass bottles.
With the little lizard?
In the glass bottle, and they were like fire, rain, water.
Yeah, they had the elements.
They had the elements, the Sobe elements. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
So good, dude.
They don't make those anymore?
No, dude.
I guess.
No. And then they moved briefly to like plastic bottles.
Not the same.
Not the same. And sorry, my ADHD is just going to run with it. Gatorade back in the day, did you ever have Gatorade in the glass bottles? You've never had Gatorade until you've had Gatorade in a glass bottle. I mean,
not that I recall. Maybe Dude, I did when I was playing like Little League in 94.
That's what it would have been.
Yeah.
Like that's the time. And then it switched to plastic. But Gatorade in a glass bottle.
Just tastes better.
And if you can ever find Gatorade in a can, now they still have it in a can. So good.
I don't know if I've ever seen it in a can.
So good, bro.
I remember back in the day when I was working at that theater in Lancaster, there was a gas station that sold an energy drink, literally called cocaine.
Really?
Yeah, there was an energy drink called cocaine, and they discontinued it after like less than a year.
Somebody's heart exploded?
I guess so. It probably had so much bad shit into it, but it was literally just called cocaine, and we thought that was the funniest thing. We just buy cans of that and like chase it.
So Lauren, when I brought this up, she really liked this topic. Do you remember the beeper, the gum in the little beeper? You would, dude. I'm gonna have to.
Did you have a beeper?
No, never had a beeper.
I did. I had a beeper and my own phone line in the 90s.
Damn, I had my own phone. I had my own phone line.
Well, I guess I had to share with my sister. So not to.
You don't remember Bubble Beeper, dog?
Oh,
do you remember that, dude? Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
You couldn't fuck with me if I had a Bubble Beeper. You
busting out a candy cigarette, just ripping a candy cigarette.
I was gonna rip. I remember my grandma would take us to the store. Grandma didn't give a fuck. Like. I would buy the Bubble Beeper and candy cigarettes. I was probably 6, 7, 8. You couldn't tell me
roll it up in your sleeve.
Dude, couldn't tell me shit. Dude, yeah, Bubble Beeper.
Probably just ripping on your BMX bike.
Dude, had my fucking baseball cards and
Talk
spokes.
About peaking, dude. Like, I have no problem telling you that I peaked in like 1999.
Oh, for sure.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but me and Lauren, we had a long, like, we were driving somewhere, and we were just talking about this the whole way there, and there wasn't one silent moment. We were just ripping off like old stuff we used to eat or old snacks that were around. Yeah, it was. Do you remember?
I could keep going. I remember that zebra gum, that the flavor last. What was it?
Fruit Stripe.
Okay, but it had a zebra.
It had a zebra,
and the flavor lasted for about 14 seconds, and then it was like, okay, this is trash.
Yep.
It looked cool.
Yeah,
and you like to chew it, but then it's like, why the fuck do I keep buying this? This is the worst gum.
Now, was Fruit Stripe the gum? I know there was a gum where you could eat the wrapper.
I remember that too.
Was it Fruit Stripe or was it another brand?
It might have been.
Okay.
And even then, as like a kid, I was really skeptical.
Yeah.
Like I could just take the fucking wrapper off.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
Like it's 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not saving me
We're not so busy.
Yeah. I don't have places to be like in my childhood.
Yeah. But yeah, we ripped off, snacks for probably 30 minutes straight, going back to like what we used to eat as kids. And then we went into like poor struggle, like snacks. Like for me, it was like a tortilla with just cheese. Pop it in the microwave, roll it up.
Okay. I'll do that right now.
Or what I call poverty nachos, which I still do. Tortilla chips, shredded cheese, pop them in the microwave.
I'll do that right now.
Get your paste salsa,
See, since I got older, I was like, I'm not buying fucking paste salsa.
No, not when I can make it.
I feel like that's what we had growing up. My mom always bought paste salsa.
So did we.
It tasted like dog shit.
Yeah.
I made some salsa last week. That was really good, dude. Yeah. I meant to bring you
That's
some.
my boy. Yeah. Yeah. And not when I can make salsa. No. Now, hot sauce like Valentina's or Tapatio or one of those, that's different. It's a whole different category. But like picante sauce, no.
It's terrible, dude. That's what they eat in New York City.
New York. How about say New York City?
That's what they eat in New York City, okay?
All right. So one thing I wanted to ask you about, because we went out last night and Lauren reminded me of it. How is your pizza rankings going?
I think I'm only on like 3. Little Caesars, really fucking disappointing. I remember they just put way too much mushroom and bell pepper and not enough onion. Of those 3, I'm more of an onion guy. I really feel like the dark horse, or not even the dark horse, just the favorite's going to be Maud, because I can make it my own way. And I had one more from another place that I thought was really good. We went to CC's. Theirs wasn't that great. CC's just, man, it's just not the same. Like growing up, I thought that was like one of the coolest places.
Landry won't go. And I was like, dude, do you know what I would have done?
Yeah. Like growing up, it was awesome.
Friday night, if you would have told me, hey, we're going to go to CC's, you're going to get to play a couple games, then we're going to head to Blockbuster, you're going to get to rent a couple movies, maybe a video game, and then we'll end the night at Brahms. Are you fucking kidding me?
That sounds fantastic.
Dude, like, and Landry, no, he doesn't, he wants, but we've spoiled him. Like, he doesn't want shit to do with CC's. Because I'll get the hankering every now and again.
Well, I had one that was really good. It was like sausage, Canadian bacon, and jalapenos, like one they made. Fucking fantastic.
They're white pizzas at CC's, so not their traditional like tomato sauce one, but any one that they make with like a white sauce or anything, those are always usually pretty good, like their Alfredo pizzas. But I agree, most of their like traditional tomato sauce pizzas are ass. I just go for the cinnamon rolls.
Dude, I was going to say, they went and got dessert, and it's either brownies or cinnamon rolls. Those cinnamon rolls are fucking
I have a system. Like if the pan is dwindling down toward the end and it's been there a minute, I'll go sacrifice them. I'll go grab them, put them on a plate, and just put them on the table.
Oh, if they're fresh like
and
that?
And then wait while my fat ass will watch when they drop that fresh pan. That's when I go hit it.
You're fucking knocking kids out of the way.
Fuck yeah. No shame. That's when I'll get them. That's probably my favorite dessert. I love them.
They really are that good.
I love them.
I agree with you on that.
Because we, back to the pizza, we were wondering because we went to, and I can't say the name of this place to save my life, but
spell it out.
Vientos.
I think you're trying to say Buenos noches.
Something like that. It's in Venus, of all places.
Huh. They got restaurants there?
Yeah. It's really, really good pizza. Really good pizza. I had their equivalent of their Supreme. I think you should make a trip out there.
I would love to.
Really good. My issue with Supreme pizzas anywhere, I don't like the mushrooms they use. They're slimy.
Oh yeah.
The consistency's weird.
And if they're like that thick, too thick, I'm done. They have to be thinly sliced.
Yeah.
They can only be, like the size of a quarter. I don't want no $half.
And I like a little char on them, like when they get the char from from the oven.
I think I'm gonna have to not include tomatoes in the rankings. First of all, nothing but dudes fucking working there now.
Fucking
sucks.
gay.
And then what their pizza is so it's like you can get a base pizza for like $12. Yeah. And then every topping you want to add is like $3.
Holy shit.
So to get a Supreme, it would really be like almost $30 for that one pizza.
Have you been to Hatchie Pizza?
No, but my brother-in-law picked it up once and I liked it.
Bro, me and Landry went there.
Where is that? I've heard of it. I don't even know where the fuck it is.
It's in the old rice box.
Dude, that place is a money laundering rice box.
Rice box, yeah.
There's nobody ever there, and they have multiple locations in town. They are fucking laundering money. Yeah. That's what I always tell Claire. Is like, there's nobody in this place. It fits like 70 people, and there's nobody in there.
Go to Hatchie Pizza, dude.
Which one? Which rice box? There's one by
downtown. Hatchie Pizza's in the old rice box that was downtown next to the tire shop, next to the car wash.
Yeah, right by the Little Chiefs or whatever. Something Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, it's right next to where the new Atkins is at. Seafood.
Right.
Go there, dude. Me and Landry went last Saturday. We got a large We got a large half pepperoni, half cheese for $12.
I can do that,
dude. And it's family owned, and you can tell they just.
I assume
they really care, and like they need it. And like one time they have specialty pizzas, and we went there around the time when they first opened. And I forget what it's called. It was like called they've named each pizza like after a city. Like they've got a Palmer, a Red Oak, a Waxahachie. The Palmer pizza was, and it's gonna be weird. Hang with me. It's like chicken, corn, cilantro with like this like crema sauce, bro.
I'll try it.
It was so good, dude.
All those things sound good to me.
So good. And they have like a shrimp pizza with like shrimp on it. Like to me, it's one of the better pizzas in town. To me, Tomatoes is still number one, but
well, they lose points for obvious reasons.
Yeah. RIP. I'm not going back there now.
What's her name? Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings.
Latina Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Once I told Claire what the whole situation was, she'd be like, "You better not be checking her out." And I was like, "Well,
there's a reason the menu's
if she bends over to hand me my drink, I can't ignore her."
Yeah.
I'm not going to be rude.
You sit your drink on the far side of the table. She has to reach across.
Say, "Why don't you pick that straw up?"
Yeah. There's a reason the menu's in my lap.
Children.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ogle.
Let me just slide that $2 bill across. You a fan of who's on it? Jefferson? Jefferson's on the $2
I don't know.
bill.
I have a $2 bill somewhere.
I think it is Jefferson.
That's what they think of him as the president. Yeah, just fucking stick him on the two.
Dude,
like,
that man expanded this country with the Louisiana Purchase. Do you know when he bought that from Napoleon, he got it basically at like 3 cents an acre is what it came out to. And he only wanted like part of Louisiana, part of West Florida, and like one other territory. And Napoleon was fighting a war at the time, and he didn't want to fuck with. He had slave revolts.
He didn't have time for
everything.
it.
He's like, I'll just fucking sell you everything.
Yeah,
he was going to sell it for $10 million, and he says, look, make it 15, and you can have all this other stuff. And they like tripled the size of their country.
Yep.
So say what you will about Jefferson, he did like to fuck his slaves. He was a slave owner, but the man like expanded this country like no other president did. Until we get Greenland. Fucking retards. Okay.
And Canada. Don't forget Canada.
Oh, yeah. 51st state right here. You want to do Hills to Die On questions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Canada over here.
Yeah.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go.
Questions? Here's a good one. How often do you go commando?
Never.
Really?
Never.
I'm not wearing underwear right now.
My brother, since he was like 12, the dude would play full-on soccer games.
Oh, see, that thing is just going to be swinging. Yeah.
Dick swinging.
You got to wear something for that.
And, like, he's not, like, it's not like, I mean, it was swinging. Like, if there was.
It wasn't like a pendulum.
No, but it also wasn't, not swinging either. It wasn't like resting. He's like, it was, he had some stuff moving. Like, there were still shots of him, and you could see it. Like,
he's like, he's in the yearbook
and you can see the dong. Like, I never got it. And like, I don't know if there's too much. My wife doesn't own underwear, never wears it. I feel I need underwear.
See, I just feel very constricting, and I'm not like a Kingslayer either. Like, I'm not like, you can't see like the outline of a vein on my thigh, but I'm like, it just doesn't feel good.
No, I switched to boxer briefs,
a little more snug.
That was a game changer because I wore boxers forever, but then you had the slit in the middle and it was constantly getting out,
and it can just ride up.
And so boxer briefs, and then now they have some like I guess it would be like kind of dry fit material, so it's like cool, like they call it like cooling material or dry fit material.
See,
and they're really nice,
and it has like a really pouch, nice, a nice little welcoming
ball pouch,
which is great.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good question to start with. Would you rather? What, you got something?
Yeah. And I may have asked you this, when you wipe, do you stand up?
Yeah, I hunchback it. I Quasimodo wipe.
So you stand up, you lift your ass.
I get physically off the toilet, Quasimodo, hunchback.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've talked about this multiple times on here.
I just forget.
Would you rather be on a plane or a boat during a terrible storm?
Oh, fuck.
Those are both just so terrifying to me. That's like nightmare fuel.
I was going to talk about it. Like, what's up with all this fucking air shit going on?
You didn't see they fired all the air traffic controllers.
Dude.
Fucking retards. And then they go, if you're qualified and you want your job back, you can come on back.
How much are they paying? You get on board?
They make They make like 6 figures.
Yeah, dude. You qualify? Shit. Probably.
Probably because they fired everyone who was qualified for that job.
Probably a boat. At least if I have a life jacket, I could just bob until it settles down.
You ever seen a storm on the ocean, dog?
No, not really. I'm going on a cruise in a couple months, so if you could just chill out with this shit.
Say, make sure you watch Perfect Storm with George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg and maybe John C. Reilly. There's a third person in that movie that I liked. I remember watching that growing up, and that like traumatized me, dude. Like, it's like literally going up against a wall, and they're like, "Oh, this is the worst storm in the history of like the Atlantic Ocean."
I told Lauren that movie 2012, where it's like a weather apocalypse. It said I'm gonna tell Andrew that we survived that. We lived through
because that's based on a true story. You see John Cusack? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I'm like, you see that, Landry? Me and your mom lived through that, so I don't want to hear about whatever you're complaining about.
Yeah, whatever Grandpa says about walking uphill to school, fuck that. That was me.
That was me.
That was me living through that. You're lucky to be here, dude. Okay, so you brought up a good point last time when I was coming up with these money situations. It should be your floor. What's the absolute floor that you would go, like the lowest amount? Mm-hmm. So, what's your floor to be a juggalo for a night?
Oh, that's probably pretty low. For one night?
$100?
No, probably $1,000.
$1,000. Somebody can have you all night.
Yeah.
Do whatever they want to you little freak.
What's my car note?
You're only worth a Honda? You don't want to buy a house?
I just want to pay some shit off, dude. Probably, I don't want to disclose my credit card debt amount, but
you don't have to do all that, dude. It doesn't get too personal.
Probably
a couple thousand, right?
I'll say 5 G's.
5 G's.
5 G's, you can have me one night.
It's a guy though. Ooh, half off.
I think Lauren would be okay with it if it was a woman. I think if we could pay off everything, give me 50 G's and we could pay off everything. I think she'd be okay with it. 50 G's.
$50,000.
No wife, probably a G.
You would drop it $49,000.
Take me. Just do whatever. I'm such a slut.
Yeah, apparently.
Take me.
All right. So what's your floor to go to jail for a year? Which is like county, right? It's different.
Oh, fuck. That sucks.
See, for this, you got to think, you don't have to disclose it, but it's got to be like, obviously your yearly salary plus something, right? So I'm thinking like at least 6 figures, like 100,000.
Yeah.
You make more than what you're making plus a little something on top.
That was my first number.
100,000 for a year in prison.
That was my first number. In jail. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about to go to prison for a year? Now you're in there with the real big dogs.
But
I've been to jail. I ain't going to fucking prison. I'll tell you that. I think it's such a large number for me because I'm going to be like, like sweet cheeks over here.
So as long as you don't go in with bad papers, which means like you don't go in on a bad charge.
Oh yeah, you're on there for like tax evasion or something.
You're cool. Okay.
Yeah, you're not going in as like a fucking child molester. Okay. Obviously, I don't want you to die.
You're cool. So no, I'm cool. Give me a milli.
Because that's what I was thinking. Because like it's so much different.
I'm gonna get commissary set up. I'm gonna get my TV. I'm gonna get my tablet. I'll be chilling. I'll not.
And then everyone's gonna go, oh, look at this new guy with all his money. We should just fuck him up, take his money. So you're really just gonna live like a baller?
Hey, I'm on the way out. Y'all come
in a year,
just leave me out. Just leave me. Just protect me.
Okay.
Hold that pocket.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just let somebody just
pocket.
make lovers with the biggest guy there.
Come get this prison purse.
See, it's a big difference between jail and prison. That's what I was saying. It's like 10 times the amount to go to jail.
Yeah,
because you're in there with like real fucking people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure.
All right. So if you were a woman, would you date you?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I date myself.
I think so. I'm pretty fucking ugly.
Great personality, though.
Yeah, I'd have to, I'd win them over with the laughs, I think.
Okay, if there was a state law that requires you to have one band sticker on your car, who would you put on there?
One band sticker?
Gotta be, or, musical group, could be a solo artist, whatever.
Block party.
Block party sticker? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your floor of having a finger chopped off? Any finger. Any of the 4 digits. You can have, like, pinky, whichever one.
Again, I need to get all my shit paid off. Probably all my shit paid off and enough money for a good down payment on the house.
Damn, that one finger means that much to you.
Yeah. What's your floor?
For a finger?
Yeah.
50,000?
50 G's?
50 G's, you just take a fucking pinky off of me? Okay, because the next one was how much for a thumb? Now that's important.
That's debilitating.
Yeah. See, a thumb, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to need money to make, to pay off my house.
Give me a finger for 100 G's. That way I can pay off everything, and then I could buy us a nice house.
You're going to buy a house for that? You're going to put a down payment down.
Put a down payment down.
I was like, dude, you are living in 1999.
I'm still back in the snacks thing.
Yeah, you're thinking you're our parents. You're going to buy a house for
$12.
For $47. Yeah, that shit ain't happening.
Give me 100 G's for a finger, and then $500,000 for a thumb.
I was going to say, it's got to be a huge difference for that finger.
Got to be $500,000 for the thumb.
All right, last one. What are your thoughts on banana pudding?
Love it.
I fucking love banana pudding.
Fucking love it.
Do you get it with because my dad I think he doesn't like actual bananas in it, so he just wants pudding and wafers. Mm-hmm. But see, I like all of it, dude.
I'll take it anyway. Anyway.
You fucking slut.
Dude, I told you.
Brought this up. Remember that? I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I had Claire bring banana pudding to the draft house. Yeah. That was such a good thing to eat at like 3 a.m. when everyone's hammered drunk.
Yeah.
Everyone just had a bowl of banana pudding. Yeah. I think I'm going to do that again.
Somebody walked in that house. It was 8 drunk dudes just fucking eating.
Arguing about Derek Jeter. They're talking about Derek Jeter at like 3 a.m. just hammered drunk.
Dude.
What a great time.
Lauren makes killer.
Dude, have her make it. Claire will make it. We'll have banana pudding for everybody.
Let's fucking go.
I feel like we're the only ones. I mean, we're not the only ones, but we're the only consistent that like really tried it for this group. Like I brought something for you guys.
Usually Brittaker comes through with a hot dish.
Yeah, I think he that same year you did that ziti, he did something really good. Maybe like a chicken petrozzini or something like that.
Lauren was not sad or upset, but she's like, I should have made y'all something this past year. She's like, I usually try to send you with something.
That ziti thing was so great. Anything that you can just put in an oven and 20 minutes later it's done, it just heats up. Yeah. That's clutch.
Yeah. So I think she'll probably do something.
Because you just got to think, like I said, we're just going to be a bunch of drunk guys who just want to eat something at like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Yeah. Can't wait. What are we? What's today? What are we? 5 months out?
Like 6 weeks from the draft.
Fucking can't wait.
Do you have questions? You want to go to Hills?
No, we can go to Hills.
Okay. Because I got this. I'm going to have to wait on this one because I'm not sure what this thing is before I have an opinion on it. I need to do more research. I got Jeep Wrangler owners. They're so fucking weird with their little rubber duckies.
They're the fucking worst owners out there.
We were talking about
that this last week. They're the fucking worst. They're the worst drivers on the road.
They're the worst drivers. They think they're in
rubber duckies.
They think they're in like their own little club.
Like, you and every other basic white bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what it is, dude. It's like basic white girl.
Fucking stop.
It's either that or an Infinity like SUV. Like that's
nobody takes their fucking shit off road. Like,
no,
I see a Jeep that I know
it's so pretty
is like a fucking rock crawler, and he can go, up some canyons and shit. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, if he uses it for that purpose.
Not the one that's still jacked up, got a 6-inch lift, and
not a speck of dirt on it.
The pavement princess. Fuck that. They're the worst. And I'm saying that over Nissan Altima drivers.
Oh, are they?
Nissan Altima drivers are the worst drivers on the road.
Well, they're dangerous drivers.
Dangerous.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't value their life.
Especially if they got a paper tag on it, bro. You better just exit that highway,
dude. You're done.
Yeah, you're done. There's like a final destination moment's about to happen on that highway. 110%. If an Altima with a paper tag is, just fucking exit, dude.
I put them up there with them. They're the fucking worst.
Them and like fentanyl dealers. Same fucking category, dude. We could just touch on this real quick, but that Luka trade is literally the worst trade in sports history.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. I fucking hate it so much.
It's got to be. And then I don't think sports franchises had a worse month than what we had. Luka traded. The dude he traded him for got hurt first half. Then you start kicking people out of your home games for voicing their opinions.
Yeah, that was a terrible look for the team.
They were catching people on the Jumbotron mouthing.
I saw that.
Fire
It was
Nico.
like a big white guy. Then like 10 seconds later, they're escorting. I was like, what a bitch fucking move.
What is the Gestapo? What are we doing here?
Was this Nazi Germany? Was this 1934?
What are we doing? Well, you made your bed, fucking lie in it.
I made the joke to Claire and she didn't appreciate it as much, but I said, this is the worst 8 days in Dallas history of trading Luka and then the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been matched since November of 1963. It was the darkest week in Dallas history since fucking Kennedy got his head blown off.
And then we put the load on Kyrie.
Pause. Yeah.
We put.
Oh yeah. And now he's done.
And then he tears his ACL.
I'll have to. Alex sent me this video by Nick Wright, which I don't know if I really like Nick Wright. He keeps that shit real. Yeah. But yeah, he was just talking about like this is the most self-inflicted wound in sports history, and like you said, you traded Luka, who you had a championship window that was from now for the next 10 years with him. Trade him away, you get old AD, who's now hurt. He's going to be shut down for the year. You have Kyrie, who's now going to be done till about this time next year. Mm-hmm. He's like, you don't have your first round pick for 25, 26, 27, or 28. Mm-hmm. He was like, that window that was a 10-year window just fucking slammed shut. And all this is self-inflicted.
Yeah. And then this week, they raised ticket prices for all their season ticket holders.
And they said it's going to go up about 8 to 10%. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing?
So right after the trade, they were offering people money back for the remaining games. People who didn't take it then got their shit raised.
Wow.
Asked for a refund at that point. They're like, nope, you had your chance.
What a bitch move, dude. I really feel like it's like what's their Adelsons or Adelmans?
The Adelsons, yeah.
Like, I really think they want to relocate this shit to Vegas. Yeah. And they were like, look, how can you do that? This is a popular fan base. We were just in the finals. Step one, trade the franchise player. Ticket sales are going to plummet. No one's going to come to the games.
It doesn't make sense. If you go and look, like the Mikal Bridges trade, look at the haul he got.
Was it 5-1s?
Look at the haul that not Ben Simmons. They had like 3 or 4 sets of trades where it was just look at the haul. Yeah. And then it's Luka and you get one player.
One player and a first round pick in 4 years. Like, I even told Claire that. I was like, look,
if that was Daniel Stern, he would have fucking rejected.
You would have vetoed it because you would be like, this is
collusion.
Yeah. Like, when I explained it to Claire, I was like, it fucking sucks that they traded him, but look what they got. She's like, okay, so they got one guy and one pick. And they're like, is that normal? I was like, that's not normal at all. I was like, they should have gotten
especially in
three starters and 5 or 6 ones. Mm-hmm. You're trading a literal guy who's going to retire. Could be a top 10 player of all time. Yep. And he's 25. Mm-hmm. And he's a 5-time in a row All NBA. We're in the finals. Okay. Yep. I don't want to talk about it too much because I get so fucking upset about that. Toll House cookies, the chocolate chip, are the GOAT of take home and bake cookies.
Probably. Yeah.
The ones that just are already cut and they're like little squares.
Yeah. And
they just come out. And you say they cook 12 minutes, you take them out at like 10.
10. He gets soft and gooey.
Perfect, dude.
Dude, yeah, you ain't fucking lying, man.
Like I said, we were just a food podcast.
Fucking lying. I'm all bricked up over here.
Here's one I'm adamant about, and that is there are no winners when it comes to Wet Willies. Because even if you're the guy giving it, now you just have a wet finger with earwax on it.
Yeah.
There are no fucking winners.
Yeah.
And by definition, in my opinion, a wet willy is a form of a rape. Okay, you got a hard object penetrating an orifice, and it was unwanted. That's a rape, dog.
Yeah, I think you could make that case.
You could make the argument that a wet willy is a rape.
Yeah, you can make that case.
Wasn't easy to convince Claire of this joke. She wasn't very. I was like, let me just run by this rape joke real quick. And she's like, oh my god, what are you talking about?
Let me just casually drop in this rape joke.
So I've been working on this rape joke for a minute. No, she didn't appreciate that much, but I explained it to her, and it's true. It's an unwanted hard object entering an orifice. Unwanted.
It's unwanted penetration.
It's an unwanted penetration of an orifice. That's a rape.
Yeah. If you just said, "Hey,
let me stick this in your hole,"
do you consider an unwanted penetration of a hole in your body rape?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Wet willy. What if I lube it up first? That's even. Yeah, it's still a rape. Are you kidding me? Okay, wet willy's a rape.
If you pick your nose, are you raping yourself? Is that
Damn, dog?
Or are you masturbating?
Self-rape.
Are you masturbating at that point?
I mean, what if you were jacking it and fingering it? That's next level. You know what? Know what I'm doing when I get home.
Yeah, try it.
Last one.
Report back.
I just said my kids at this age are prime servants. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell your kid to do almost anything, and all you have to do is make a game out of it. Like, I'm going to time you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, hey, go into the kitchen. I'll be very precise. Go in the kitchen, grab this cup, put some ice in it, and pour me some sweet tea. See if we have any pretzels. I'm going to see how fast you can do this.
Enjoy
and she'll
it.
be like, okay.
Enjoy
like,
it, brother.
and I'm like, go.
Enjoy it.
And then she comes back, and I'm like, 14 seconds. Record.
Nope. Enjoy it. I'll try to do that.
And then she gets her brother all into it. So, yeah, I can basically just demand these kids all over the house. It's like having free servants.
Nope.
For now.
I'll try to do that with Landry, and he's like, Dad, I kind of had a day. I can't do it.
I could just picture him saying that, like just shaking his head like that. It's just one of those days.
It's just I had a day, like math was hard, and then Ellie, I don't know why. I guess Ellie was because of your Ellie. Ellie ignored me at lunch. Like it's just been a day.
Bitch.
It's just been a day. Okay. No, he. I can't do that shit anymore with him.
It's just so funny to hear like a 10-year-old tell you that it's been a day.
Oh, he'll tell you.
It's like, buddy, it's only going to get worse. Let me tell you.
He'll tell you. Yeah, Dad, I had a rough day today. I'm like,
yeah, that's funny.
I get it.
He just hand him one of those candy cigarettes. Here, bud.
Yeah, I just give him a Dr. Pepper.
Give him a root beer and a candy cigarette.
Yeah. Tell me about it, brother.
Yeah, tell me all about it, dude.
So, yeah.
You want to talk about some Dallas Cowboys?
Let's talk about the Cowboys. I'm kind of excited now that I've had time for my rage to subside. I'm not excited about the pick for head coach, but I am excited about the staff that has been assembled around.
Me too. We were live when this thing broke, and obviously those were immediate reactions.
Those are raw.
But once you hear about his staff and that he really was selective and was really getting guys that not so much this is my buddy, but this is someone I would like to work with, I respect that. And he's not just hiring his friends.
And there was one quote where he said, I am deficient in this area, and I feel like this, I think it was Clayton Adams, the offensive coordinator, or maybe it was the offensive line guy that's going to be like kind of the running game coordinator. He and I'm very roughly quoting, but he's like, I'm deficient in this area. I need to get better in this area. And I feel like this is the guy to bring in that I can learn from, instead of McCarthy, who shunned and was so insecure and so paranoid about everything that he just blocked everybody out. And he only brought in people where they weren't going to threaten. They weren't going to, outshine them. It's such a breath of fresh air to have a coach where he's like, I suck here.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Because I never want to be the smartest guy in the room. Like if I'm the smartest guy in the room, like I got an issue. I always want to surround myself with like people smarter than me, because I feel like that's just how you grow. So big kudos to Schottenheimer.
I was gonna say that takes like someone with like an actual man who's like comfortable.
It's maturity.
Yeah, maturity. Someone who's just like willing and open to doing things that way. And I admire that.
Yeah, and I'm excited about the dude. I think it's the O-line coach they brought in from K-State, who was Cooper Beebe's coach. God damn it! Here we are. Here I am again. I'm back.
It's like excited. The Sopranos. Like, dude, once I think I was out, they bring me back in, or they drag me back in.
Yeah, I'm back in.
I never left, dude. I fucking hate it. I can never quit this team.
Yeah, I can't. I can't either. People ask me like, "You're still a Cowboy fan?" I was like, I fucking named my son Landry. What the fuck do you think?
That'd be a bitch move for you to be like, "No, I'm a
Texans fan."
Oh my god, don't do that, dude.
No, I can't.
I don't know. I don't even know like what other pick or team I would like even want to flirt with right now. I always like the Raiders.
The Bills.
Yeah, that's a kind of a popular pick.
That's a blue collar, like. The Bills.
It should be somebody who hasn't either won or hadn't won in a long time.
Cardinals, maybe. I don't know. I like Kyler.
I don't give a shit. We shouldn't even try to go here with that.
No, but no, I'm excited about the staff that's assembled. I know that they restructured Dak's deal and they restructured CeeDee Lamb's deal, and I think they freed up like $57 million something in cap space, and
they actually got Osa done before the franchise tag.
Yeah.
That was new and nice.
Broadus says they're going to be active in free agency and fill holes, and then Jerry came out and said, "Hey, we're not going to use free agency to fill voids." So, but Broadus says he's talking to people, and I trust in Broadus. Why else would
they free that money? Because they had the money to already sign Micah.
Yeah.
This is more money to play with.
Yeah.
You got any names you'd like to see? I got like two big names.
I don't think we're going to be day one, day two players, even though I'd like us to be free agency. I think we're going to be day 3, 4.
What date? Did it start today?
No, it starts in a week.
You sure? I thought it was like...
It starts in a week.
Well,
but we're never playing.
Yeah, they always wait for like, everyone's going to make a run at the big names. They're going to get the big contracts. And then it's like you said, like day 2, day 3, it's like, okay, who's left? Where can we get value? Which... I'm not mad about that. I wouldn't mind being one of the maybe 1 or 2 like because to me, there's two positions that I would love to fill before we get to the draft.
March 12th. So we got 5 days.
Okay, it is early next week. For me, the two big names that I would love, I would really like to see Ronnie Stanley come over here and play left tackle for a year or two.
Yeah.
And like pie in the sky, big name, either Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Christian Kirk is not a bad receiver. Oh, for real? Free agency hadn't started.
Or
how the fuck do they do that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I was like, what? You just told me.
I could have swore I saw something about.
Well, you know, they fucking negotiate behind the door, and they say, look, we just can't put it on paper.
I think he's going to Houston.
Damn. He's from A&M, so I mean, I had a feeling like, I was like, well, we might can get him.
Chris Godwin's available.
Chris Godwin, I said that as soon as he hurt himself because Chris Godwin was playing like a top 10 receiver last year. Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. I would love, like, that's why I shy away from receiver in the draft because I'm like, yeah, rookie receivers is just rare for them to hit the ground running. Unless you're Randy Moss and you go for like 3 catches, 168 yards, and 3 touchdowns against us.
That's oddly, it's like you almost know that stat line by heart.
Exact stat line. It was literally 3 catches for like 160 something yards and 3 touchdowns. Hey, we got Greg Ellis that year, and Greg Ellis wasn't bad, but Randy Moss
wasn't Randy Moss
second greatest receiver of all time.
Yeah, yep.
So that sucks, but yeah, like I said, I would love to shore up the left tackle and the wide receiver position before we got to the draft, so then we can just focus on best player available and not have to force a pick.
I really think, and we're skipping and we're jumping around, but I really think, you know, I've talked about Ted McMillan, the receiver out of Arizona. I really think he's falling and he's going to be there at 12. So I think you're going to have a choice of.
I'd rather Genty best offense. I don't think Genty's going to be there. Have you been listening to the DLLS?
Yeah.
Have you heard the two teams?
Like
Vegas and Chicago. And it's like 6 and 9.
8 or 9.
6 or 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because first they talked about Chicago and it's like, look, Ben Johnson's there. They traded for Thuney and Jonah Jackson. So it's like, okay, well now they have a pretty good offensive line. Mm-hmm. They have a young quarterback. They have 3 good receivers. And it's like, now you can make that vanity pick and get a running back. Yeah. Yep. Genty to the Bears would actually be pretty fucking cool because Chicago's a team that I've always liked and respected. Like I think it would be cool to see the Bears succeed. And the other one being Vegas, where Pete Carroll's now the coach, and Pete Carroll's a very run heavy, dominate the trenches, win at the line of scrimmage kind of guy. And he's Pete Carroll looks like he's 57. He looks great, but he's actually like mid-70s. Yeah. So he's like the oldest coach. I think they said he's the oldest coach to ever get hired. So, he got hired at 75. There's been guys that coach longer, but, he got hired at that age. And they're like, look, he's not going to do a 5-year rebuild. Like, he wants to hit the ground running. So if he wants that pick, he thinks he's the best player, then.
As much as Genty is my pet cat, and I feel like I was on him very early in the season, I'm okay with not getting him. I'm okay with getting BPA first round. And the more I watch the dude, his name is Brashard Smith. He's the dude from SMU. Oh, yeah. I think he ran a 4.2 something or low 4.3 40. He was a wide receiver that converted to running back, so he can catch the ball out of the backfield. I'm okay with him round 2.
I was gonna say, I thought he's round 3.
Well, he was, but then at the combine, now he's rising.
Yeah, so I think there's 10 to 12 running backs that can go in the first 3 rounds.
It's very deep.
That's what I'm saying.
It's very deep.
We would love to get Genty, but if you had to wait, what was it Caleb Johnson from Iowa?
You got Omarion Hampton from
North Carolina.
You got Ollie Gordon from OSU from Oklahoma State. You've got the two
at Ohio State.
You got the 2 Ohio State boys. Yeah. I mean, it's deep.
Yeah. So when you like I said, we both want Genty, but if you could get a guy, say Genty, just on a scale of 1 to 100, it's a 92. I can get a guy who's an 86 in the 2nd or 3rd round, and I can still get a best player available in the 1st. Yeah, I really talked myself into that. As much as we both love Genty, would love to have that pick. Yeah. It's not a pick that a team that has about 42 holes on this team to fill.
Yeah.
You just can't take a running back because, 12th overall picks, that's a premium fucking pick, dude. You should be able to get a guy that's day 1 starter, Pro Bowl in the first 3 years, plays for you this whole contract, and they haven't gotten that the last 2 or 3, definitely 2 years. They just haven't gotten that. And it's like, we have to get back on track with this first round pick. It has to be a home run.
Did you hear about Shedeur Sanders sliding.
Yeah, he's kind of a cocky little
They're
bitch.
saying that several teams are coming out that he's unprofessional.
Oh, you don't say? You don't say Coach Primetime son's a professional kind of guy? You think he's an arrogant little shithead? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's been told he's the greatest his whole life.
So,
no, I don't care for that guy.
I got a mock draft. It's going to be fascinating. This whole Cam Ward, Shedeur, Travis Hunter, the first 3-4 picks are going to be pretty.
Well, and Abdul Carter, who could have been the number 1 pick. They said he has, what is it? Is it a stress fracture where they said you could literally see the line in his foot where that's the fucking break right there.
Yeah, but he's also had it since high school and it doesn't cause him like any pain. Apparently.
Okay, but still want to get that fixed.
Probably.
That's an important part of your body to play football with.
So this one is.
Hey, maybe he slides to 12 and we get the best player.
Fucking, we love drafting injured guys.
Probably, I'm going to say something gross. I'm not going to say it.
So I don't know where this fucking MSN.com, I don't even know it's a fucking thing. This is their mock draft. They got Cam Ward going to Tennessee at 1, Abdul Carter going to Cleveland at 2. Probably in anticipation of Myles Garrett leaving.
If he goes to Philly, I'm done.
Yeah. Hey, dude,
I'm coming over to your house and flipping tables.
Why mine?
Because I don't want to fuck up my tables.
Don't fuck up my tables.
I'm just going to go to CC's and start flipping tables.
They got Travis Hunter going to the Giants.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, they got Will Campbell.
So Travis Hunter slides to what, 4? 3. Okay.
4, the Patriots take Will Campbell. 5.
Is that the Michigan DT?
That's the LSU offensive tackle.
I'm thinking something Graham, right?
Yeah, Mason Graham goes 5. Thanks for the segue. 5 to Jacksonville.
I was going to say, man, that'd be great if he slid, even though we have Osa.
Yeah, Will Campbell was the one. He had a quote during the year. He's like, my job is to be violent, and I want to hurt anybody that
love it.
Yeah, he's like, I
love that mentality.
He's just like, it's my job to hurt you. Like, I want to hurt you physically. And I was like, oh, God, I got a boner.
Yeah, that's like Brock Hoffman type of talk. And
we re-signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's only a 1-year deal, right? And I was like,
I think so.
I wouldn't mind getting that guy for like 3 years.
Me too.
Just getting him, because it was like a 1 for 1 point. It's like, dude, stretch that shit, give him 3 for 5. That's nothing.
Yeah. 6, the Raiders take Ted McMillan, the wide receiver out of Arizona. 7, the Jets get Shedeur Sanders.
Great. Let
8,
go there.
The Panthers get Jalen Walker, the edge out of Georgia. 9, the Saints get Will Johnson, quarterback out of Michigan. 10, the Bears get Armand Membu, offensive tackle from Missouri, who is like
he must be skyrocketing. Yeah, I was gonna say he's going before Banks and what's his name? The LSU guy, Simmons, the left tackle from Ohio State, which they said he's the most polished left tackle. That's when I was like, I'm okay with that. Put him at left tackle day 1 and move Guyton to the right, and then June
he's natural,
and then post June 1, Terrence Steele and save a fuck ton of money.
11, the 49ers are getting Ty Warren, the kind of do it all tight end for Penn State.
We don't need that. Okay,
no.
So pick 12.
Pick 12. Who do you think?
You said Genty's still there?
It hadn't been picked.
Genty's there, but so is Kelvin Banks and Simmons from. I'm taking offensive lineman, dude.
Okay, so in this mock draft, we trade.
Okay.
Broncos receive our 12 and 76, and we receive their 20, 51st, and 85th, which is
so we get a 1, 2, and a 3 for a 1 and a 3.
Mm-hmm. And Denver selects Genty.
Cocksuckers.
With 12.
Okay, so
keep that.
So we
in
still
mind.
got 2 offensive linemen. There's still
but we're picking 20.
Mboku from Ohio State is still on the board. Luther Burden. So there's 2 playmakers. There's 2 offensive linemen. We're 8 picks away.
To me, the best wide receiver still available isn't Burden. It's Matthew Golden from Texas.
Is he the one that ran really fast?
Yes, and he was their best receiver all year. He made the huge play against Arizona State. Like Matthew Golden.
See, I would just have to see his size because I want to know. Because I like Burden just because he's fast and he's physical.
I think Golden.
But is Golden physical or is he just fast? I picture him being 5'8", like 175.
No,
he's big boy.
Big.
Okay, fuck yeah, I like that.
Miami Dolphins at 13 select Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. 14, the Colts, Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan, who's a riser.
Yeah, see, we're not taking tight ends top 15.
15, Atlanta, take Mike Green, edge from Marshall, who's a riser.
Yeah, they said that if that guy played at like any other Power 5 school, they were like, yeah, they would be talking about him or Abdul Carter.
16, the Cardinals select Josh Simmons.
Fuck, there goes our tackle.
For Kyler. 17, Cincinnati, Walter Nolan, the defensive lineman at Ole Miss. 18, Seattle selects Tyler Booker, the Alabama guard. Really, really good player.
Yeah, see.
At 18 is good value.
I'm just falling in love with these offensive line. We've talked about this before, dude. Give me an offensive lineman any day of the week.
All right, 19, Tampa Bay gets James Pierce Jr., the edge out of Tennessee.
So we got multiple receivers, and we still got fucking Calvin Banks is still there, dude.
So this is
better not be a stupid fuck.
It's a stupid pick.
God damn it, this is so dumb. There's literally
20,
multiple positions that we need available.
20, the Dallas Cowboys select Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina. This says
so they
there are many draft experts who believe that while Aston Genty received all the hype as a collegiate, it's Hampton who is going to be the bigger star of the two in the pros. New head coach Brian Schottenheimer created a staff that is focused on returning to the run game, and Hampton is the key in the ignition. Tremendous physically, hands out of the backfield, and most importantly, he explodes through the line of scrimmage at full speed. And is a great zone runner, and that's from KD Drummond from Cowboys Wire.
I don't hate the fact that they describe it like that. What?
And then the next pick is Matthew Golden to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, see, that's why I say take a receiver or an offensive lineman, and we have an extra second. We can wait on a running back. So I don't hate the fact that we need a running back and we fill a void, but in a deep class, that's when you wait. And when I think Kelvin Banks is a fucking fantastic, dude, he can play guard or tackle. He can move. He could replace Zach Martin today. And Golden could be our number 2 and get 1,000 yards in year 1.
Golden is 6'1", 200, by the way.
And he ran what, like a 4.2?
4.3, something. 4.3. Low 4.3.
I think he was one of the fastest at the whole combine.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 other guys from Texas, Bond and Blue, were like, oh, we're going to break the record.
And they weren't close.
And this guy fucking outran both of them.
Yeah.
And he was just like out there just doing his job. Yeah, see, like I said, I don't hate the pick. I just hate that it's a loaded running back class. And we traded down from our dream pick, before, just to get, I don't know. Hold on. Hampton.
Hold on. I didn't scroll down far enough. So then in this draft, they have us trading back into the first.
Oh,
we receive Green Bay's first, and then they receive our 44 and our 51.
So we trade 2 2s for a 1.
Back into 1, and we select Michael Williams, the edge from Georgia.
Oh, God. I just don't think edge should be prioritized before receiver, unless, but the draft's going to happen after free agency. So maybe in this crazy world, we signed a tackle we liked and we got a number 2 receiver. But I'm not going to prioritize running back and edge over wide receiver and tackle because that's my two biggest needs. I think.
I don't think I saw Banks in this whole first round, which is wild to me.
Yeah, see, I was worried Banks would be gone before 12. You're telling me he slips and we trade in for, who did we get? A guy from Georgia?
Yeah, Michael Williams.
I mean, I don't hate it, but again, I feel like, aren't we just about to give the richest contract in the history of the defensive to a generational edge, and we used a second-round pick on an edge before that, and then like 2 years before that, was a second-round pick on Sam Williams.
You want me to read the write-up on him?
Yeah.
Now the Cowboys are cooking with grease. Using the extra ammo from trading back, Dallas moves back into the first round to get 5 years of control from the draft's best edge rusher. Williams played the entire 2024 season with an ankle injury and still required strategic double teams from the SEC's best offensive lines. He's a disruptor who can set the edge and perfect complement to Micah Parsons and Oso Odigizua, giving Dallas an elite rotation of edge pass rushers.
Okay, see, I like that.
See, they talk you off the ledge a little bit.
Well, like I said, this is after free agency, so maybe we already re-signed, or maybe we signed a tackle, so we don't, or we shored up the line somehow, and we signed a veteran receiver. At that point, like I said, I want those taken care of before the draft, so when we get there, it's BPA. We can reach for a running back, and we can take another edge rusher because we shored up these other positions. And then I'm good.
I totally agree with you. I just don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think we're going to re-sign or go out in free agency and get a big name or two?
No. We'll bargain bin like we do every year.
I don't know.
But I picked that one.
I don't know why they would free up all that money just to bargain bin, dumpster dive type this thing, you know?
I picked that one because it was kind of wild.
That was a little wild. The fact that Kelvin Banks is available on day 2 is criminal.
All right, here's another one. It's
you know, and for people who don't care, I fucking love mock drafts so much. Like, I could just do this all day and just look at mock drafts.
all right. So this one's from on5 or ongo.com or something like that. They have the Tennessee Titans taking Abdul Carter, number 1 overall.
I like that.
They got Cleveland taking Cam Ward. They got the Giants taking Travis Hunter. For New England taking Armand Mimbu, that tackle from Missouri.
Wow, that fool jumped into the top 5?
Yep. According to this guy, Jacksonville at 5 is taking Will Campbell, the tackle from LSU. And here's where you've got Ashton Genty going to Vegas at 6.
See, if he went to the Raiders, I'd be okay with that. That'd be pretty fucking cool to see him play as a Raider.
Yeah. 7, the Jets are taking Shedeur Sanders. 8, Carolina's taking Mason Graham. 9, New Orleans is taking Shamar Stewart, edge from Texas A&M, who is another riser. 10, Chicago's taking Michael Williams. So the guy that we had, the last guy had us taking at 20 whatever.
It's now top 10.
10.
Yeah. I wonder if it's you said he came off an injury?
No, he played the entire season hurt.
Did he get a surgery?
I don't know, and he still required double teams all year, and he was playing hurt.
Amazing.
11, San Francisco takes Kelvin Banks Jr. 12, Dallas takes Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, the running back. Miami takes Jalen.
And see, I don't know. I like the other draft better because we traded down and still got him.
See, and Ted McMillan in this draft slides all the way to 18 to Seattle, which makes sense, with DK getting a trade and Lockett being released.
Oh yeah, Seattle definitely needs a receiver at that point. Yeah.
So Matthew Golden,
I mean, and we'll have to talk about it next time, but I mean, there's going to be free agents that by the time we talk about our next episode, we'll be able to really pinpoint like where everybody went, and we'll be able to look a more rounded roster. So we'll be able more prepared to talk draft because we'll know what needs to be filled still.
Yeah. And in this one, the Marshall Edge, Mike Green, that was like in that last draft where mock was going
close to 10.
10. They've got Philly taking him at 32.
I fucking hate that.
I fucking hate him so bad. But I want Howie Roseman so bad.
Oh, I respect them. Like, I hate how good they are and how smart they are with their franchise, with their cap, with their tush push. Like, they're just doing everything right.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous as fuck. I'm very butthurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It pains me.
Well, next week I'm gonna have something where it's like a pick your own adventure 3-round mock. Okay. Where it's gonna be like first round, you pick offense or defense. And then say you pick defense, it's going to say you want a guy in the trenches, you want a lineman, or do you want a DB? And from there, I'm going to have a player that, correlates with every position that you can. But you're just going to pick one side of the ball and then basically a positional group. And we're going to come up with the 3 players that we're going to get.
Okay, because this is our podcast and we can do whatever the fuck we want. And we want, and we're doing pretty good on time. The Athletic today came out with just a Cowboys 7-round mock.
Love it.
Here we go. So, do you want to? Let me just, and this is kind of cool because they break down who the Cowboys have drafted with the first pick during each coach's first draft in Dallas.
No, that's interesting.
Tom Landry drafted Bob Lilly.
That's Mr. Cowboy.
Jimmy Johnson drafted
Troy Aikman. Fuck yeah.
Barry Switzer, you got to guess. You won't guess it because I forgot about this guy. He was so bad. Such a bust.
Oh.
Shante Carver.
Don't even recall him.
Shante Carver. Chan Gailey picked Greg Ellis. Another
passed on Moss then.
Another bust here. Dave Campo.
Greg Ellis wasn't a bust.
No, I'm talking about the next guy.
Oh, I was going to say.
Dave Campo's first pick. Dwayne Goodrich.
Yeah.
Bill Parcells selected Terrence Newman. Turned out pretty good.
Terrence Newman was a pretty fucking good cornerback.
He was a good pro.
Dude.
He was a good pro, man.
He was like Brandon Carr, where it's like people probably thought he was overpaid or overrated, but it was like a day in and day out, come do your job,
Terrence Newman played till he was like 41.
He did, and he was better than Brandon Carr. I don't know why that was the first name I went to was Brandon Carr, but he was just a consistent veteran.
Wade Phillips' first pick as head coach, Anthony Spencer.
Oh, that was the same draft, though, wasn't it?
Parcells picked D. Ware the next year after Newman.
Parcells knew what he was fucking doing, dude.
Parcells was a bad mother.
Yeah, see what happens when you let a guy just take control of the team.
Wade Phillips, Anthony Spencer.
Anthony Spencer, he had a bad knee, didn't he? Because he was
good.
We paired him with Spencer or with Ware, and we're like, those are two dominant edge, and he just had a bad knee, if I remember.
Jason Garrett, who do you think his first pick was?
What year did he start?
I don't know.
That giving it away?
It doesn't tell me. Who do you think his first round pick was? Tyron Smith.
God, that's a good fucking pick. Yeah. What was Tyron Smith, like 14 when he came into the league?
He was 19.
He was a full-grown man.
He was 19 or 20.
And I think he was around pick 10, and they're like, look, here's a franchise tackle.
Yeah.
Left, like, talk about jizz your pants. Like, okay, best player available. 10-year tackle.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Yep. So,
when y'all look back at that line, dude, like 2014, if y'all ever just want to, like, give yourself like a little heartache, just look at that 2014 offensive line.
Yeah.
What a fucking unit.
And I like a couple of the Romo era ones where it was like Mark Colombo, Gerard, Mark Colombo's Colombo's a dog.
Yeah, but it wasn't until later where Romo was like, oh, I can actually read an offense, or I can, check a couple options.
Yep.
When they started getting Smith, Frederick, Martin to pair with Free, and Ron Leary is a fucking dog too. It's like I mean, if we didn't have arguably the greatest offensive line of all time in the 90s, like that would be any other franchise. You'd say that was probably our greatest line we've ever had in our whole franchise history, and that's like our second or third greatest. So I just love it, man.
So here we go, and I'll run through this kind of quick. Round 1, pick 12, Ted McMillan. That's who the Athletic has.
So if McMillan and Golden are still there, who would you want?
I think McMillan. It says this pick came down to the 6'4" wide receiver.
He's big boy.
Tennessee edge James Pierce, Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden, and Michigan CB Will Johnson. CeeDee Lamb is Dallas's obvious number one and top offensive weapon, but he needs help. While the Cowboys have Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin, Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Brooks, and Ryan Flournoy, none have done
all those names you said. Just verify that we need help.
None have done enough to lock up the number 2 spot. More playmakers are needed. A big body pass catcher like McMillan would be an ideal complement to Lamb and give Dak Prescott an outstanding red zone target. This will be Schottenheimer's first draft as head coach. It's a decent bet. His first pick will be on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I've been saying about McMillan from the beginning. Like, his catch radius is insane. His wingspan he's 6'4". I mean, he's prototype.
I don't love the fact that he doesn't run. Maybe he'll run at his pro day, but
I think he will. So
I just don't like it when guys don't want to run at the combine, because look, if I'm fast, I'm going to show you how fucking fast I am. Yeah. I'm going to test off the fucking charts, unless you don't think you can.
Maybe you're carrying something and you need a couple extra weeks and you don't want to put that out there.
And I get it. And I get why guys want to go their pro day, because they get to fuck with their guys and they know they're more comfortable.
And they're at home and they know the turf. And yeah.
So I get it. Like, you can skip the combine, which is apparently a more popular thing than it has been ever before. And you get to, like you said, be comfortable with where you're at, who you are, and the field, and you just know these things.
So pick 2, or round 2, pick 44, Caleb Johnson, running back, Iowa. Even if the Cowboys re-sign,
love that. I fucking love that Caleb Johnson pick, dude.
Even if the Cowboys re-sign Rico Dowdle in free agency, another back is needed. Johnson has good size, 6'1", 225, and can contribute on all 3 downs. He had a breakout season last year with 1,537 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns.
He's a bell cow, dude.
At the time of this pick, the only running backs off the board were Ashton Genty, who went 4 overall.
Wow.
And Omarion Hampton, who went with the final pick in the first round. Genty would make sense as a possibility at 12, but this is considered a good running back class, so maybe the second or third round is better value.
I'm great with that. That's the name that I keep hearing that I would like to have, and he won't be there in 3, so he's got to be there at 2.
Yep.
I'm great with that. Dude, if you tell him we got arguably the best receiver and arguably
top 3
running back, okay.
Round 3, pick 76, Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle out of Maryland. I'll be honest, I don't
the
know
further
much.
we get, we're not going to know
much
all
about
these.
this The Cowboys re-signed Osa Odigizua earlier this week, but more help is needed at the position. Mozzie Smith hasn't shown enough over the last 2 years. Another starting caliber player is needed to compete with Smith and at very least provide depth.
I love the fact that making Mozzie work for his job at that point. Just because he was a first-round pick, that's such a Wade Phillips type of, even Jason Garrett, we invested in this guy. He's got to play. And with Schottenheimer coming in, he's going to say, look, I didn't fucking draft these guys. Yeah. What do I care if this guy's not going to be a starter, in his third year, even though he was a first-round pick? I don't fucking like this guy.
So round 4, oh, no, never mind. We don't have fucking fourth round pick.
Because we got a guy named Jonathan Mingo who can't do a goddamn thing.
Shit. Round 5, pick 150, Zy Alexander, cornerback LSU. Cornerback is enough of a need that it can't completely be ruled out at 12. Jordan Lewis is a free agent. Trayvon Diggs is working his way back.
They're going to bring back Lewis.
Yet another significant knee injury. Alexander was the pick here because of the players available. He had the height, 6'1", and the length, 31-inch arms that the Cowboys have coveted in the past.
That's a really good arm length.
Yep. Round 5, pick 170, Tyler Barron, defensive end, Miami. Let me scroll through.
See, at this point, you're looking for traits and depth. You'd love to find starters on day 3, but it's just not realistic for the most part. So
I would love to see us here. We have 4 fifth-round picks, and I would love to see us. Yeah, I would love to see us package a couple and try to get back into the 4th. But in this draft, they keep us all in the 5th.
Are those compensatory?
Yeah, so
they already got credit for those.
Round 5, pick 172, Cody Lindenberg, linebacker, Minnesota.
We could use linebacker help.
The Cowboys probably wouldn't take a linebacker at 12, but the position could be in play as early as round 3. Taking a linebacker here provides depth and helps on special teams. Lindenberg was a first-team All-Big Ten performer in 2024. Round 5, pick 174, Miles Frazier, guard LSU. Cowboys guard. It doesn't give me any kind of write-up on him. Just gives us kind of the state.
He's
of
a guard, as Mickey Spagnoli would say.
Round 6, pick 189, Malachi Moore, safety, Alabama. Youth is needed. Our safeties are old. The Cowboys haven't been big spenders at safeties in a long time, so using a 6th-round pick for a player who earned all first-team SEC honors in 2024 is not a bad option.
He's there at 6th round, and he was first-team All-SEC?
Yep. Round 6, pick 211, Max Brosmer, quarterback, Minnesota.
Bye, Dak.
Jerry Jones loves reminding everyone that Dak Prescott is making $60 million per season. The Cowboys aren't spending much on a backup.
Who's the idiot that paid that guy?
The Cowboys aren't spending much on a backup quarterback. Cooper Rush is an unrestricted free agent, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see him return for another year, but it also makes sense to spend a late-round pick on the position. After playing 36 games in 4 seasons at New Hampshire with 8,700 passing yards and 70 TDs, Brosmer transferred to Minnesota and threw for 2,800 yards with 18 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions last season. So maybe the Cowboys find themselves a future backup.
Hey,
and round 7.
I am down for taking a quarterback day 3 every fucking year. Just throw a 6th or 7th rounder on the board.
Yep.
You never know.
Round 7, pick 249, Tim Smith, the defensive tackle. There's not much written about him here, but this was written by John Machota.
He good.
Yeah, he's on the About Them Cowboys, or I guess it's one star podcast, One Star Cowboys podcast now, which is my favorite podcast. But yeah, that's a little 7-round mock. The first 4 signed me up.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend like I know most of those guys, but we need a receiver, we need a running back, and we need depth at every position. They said, So I love it.
Yeah, so
and I'm a fucking gullible idiot who comes back year after year, thinking it's going to be 1994 all over again, boys.
Yeah, but it's looking like old Matty's not going to have to buy a jersey, because I said if we draft Genty, if we draft Genty, my boy, I'm getting a Genty Cowboys jersey, and I'll wear that shit at the draft. I'll wear it.
I'm wearing my Larry Allen jersey to the draft.
I'm gonna wear. I shaved my balls for this.
From the league?
Yeah.
I hope everyone gets that reference.
Nobody does.
And they're just thinking like, what the fuck is he telling me about that?
Nobody knows what the league is. Like I say league quotes all the time, and nobody gets it. All right. So yeah, that's Cowboys. You're going to get more of that, nerd. So get used to it. Before we leave sports, FC Dallas started their season. We started 2 games on the road. So we've picked up 4 points out of possible 6. So we had a win. We beat Houston, our fucking stupid rivals, in the opener 3-2, and then we drew 3-3 with Colorado.
That would have been a fun game.
Yeah. So 4 points out of 6.
In football, not so much, but
right.
That's a fun soccer game.
Yeah. No. In FC Dallas is going to be. The defense, it's going to be a lot of 3-2s and 4-3s, and the defense is going to be leaky, but we're going to score some goals because we traded, or we didn't trade. We acquired Lucho Acosta, who is a league MVP 2 years ago, and he is a very, very good player. He's very exciting. Old or something? He's 29. He's in his prime. How did you get him? Because we sold our young Argentine kind of golden boy for a record profit. And no, he didn't want to be here. We doubled the money we got for him. I'm fine with it. He didn't want to be here anyway. He was hurt. And we got Lucho Acosta, who's a year removed.
We trade like a 1-for-1?
We didn't trade. We sold our young Argentine to Boca Juniors, who's probably the biggest club in Argentina. He was homesick. He wanted to go home. So we received that money, and we flipped that into Lucho Acosta.
But, I mean, did we trade for this Lucho Acosta?
No, we bought him. Oh. Because in soccer, you buy.
I was going to say, he was on a team, and we're just like, we're going to give you a bag of money.
Yeah, we'll pay you. Wow. We'll pay you $12 million for him. Okay, cool. We'll take the $12 million, you get the player. That's how soccer works.
I was going to say, but how does that make the other team better? They just get money.
They get the money.
And now they can say, hey, I got $12 million.
Well, what Cincinnati did is they went and got this Brazilian dude, and I'm getting real nerdy, and nobody's know. They got a Brazilian dude from Portland named Evander, who's a fucking badass too.
His name's Evander. That sounds pretty badass.
They got Evander from Portland, who's a fucking baller. Now he's in Cincinnati, so essentially
just moving money around to pay for players,
just moving pieces. So we got Lucho Acosta, they got Evander. Everybody's whole.
Everybody's happy.
Whole.
Yeah,
I'm happy with Lucho Acosta. He had a fucking sick assist and a sick goal on Saturday. So FC Dallas is back. We need to catch a game. We need to take Alex and show him like a legit, like old school, like fucking FC Dallas experience. Tailgate, hotel room.
You gotta say, get hammered and go to hotel.
Pass out, the whole 9 yards. We got to get him out.
We have to get that water that saved Ben.
I got some in there, crazy water.
Crazy water.
It'll save you. It'll save you. So
I want Ben to have like an official sponsor. Be like, this saved my life. Thank you. What's it called? Crazy water?
Yeah, crazy water for Mineral Wells.
Water. You saved my life like 8 years ago.
It's a paid testimonial. So yeah. So FC Dallas is back. Matt's a happy boy.
Good.
Yep.
Well, those are fairly cheap tickets compared to everything else. So
yeah,
I'd like to go.
Yeah, like I was the home openers tomorrow, and I could have got 3 tickets and a parking pass for $45 a piece.
That's for the home opener. You can get that. Dude.
Yeah, like 6.
Get that shit on a Saturday, and we'll just make it work.
Like 6 rows up, dude.
Are you gonna
really good tickets?
Who's the third person?
Well, it would have been it was going to be me, Lauren, and Landry for tomorrow.
But I mean, in our situation.
Oh, our situation, we can do.
Is it going to be Matt or is it going to be Landry?
Oh, this is an adult ticket.
Okay,
this is an adult experience.
I was going to say, I feel like Landry's going to be brokenhearted when we're like, later, bud.
No, he's not going to know.
Okay,
it
honestly might be better just not to tell him. Be like, I got to go do something.
Yep, Dad's got a work trip.
Because he's going to be brokenhearted if you're like, we're going to go see an FC Dallas game. We're going to best time.
No, and I'm taking them like their North Texas plays their home opener is Friday, a week from today. So I'm going to take them to that. It's buy one get one ticket. Buy one get one. So yeah, we're going to go have a good time.
Excellent.
Party on a Friday. So
awesome.
Oh, well, yeah, he gets to go to plenty of soccer games.
True that. This is a boys' trip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Duh, boys.
All right, so let's get into what we're watching and what we're listening to because Matt can contribute this week.
Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I'm watching Homeland.
That's that Showtime.
Showtime. It ran from 2012 to 2020, and it had Claire Danes and Mandy Patinkin. He was in Princess Bride.
All I remember is like Carl Hughes and Andre the Giant.
I think it was Princess Bride.
The movie came out like 40 years ago.
Yeah, he was in there. He was in Criminal Minds too, like the early seasons of Criminal Minds. You would know him if you saw him.
I was gonna say he's probably
he's the guy who said, "My name is Montoya.
it's Montoya.
You killed my father."
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mandy Patinkin.
Oh, well, that's all you had to say. His name was Montoya. You killed my father.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, okay. Mandy Patinkin.
Well, now I know who you're talking about.
Claire Danes and Mandy Patinkin.
Holy shit! Now I think I can remember him as like a 40 years later what he looks like. And I'm just like putting it all together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's, dude, you know me. It's right up my alley. It's CIA. It's spies. It's really good. Claire Danes is a fucking hell of an actress because her character is bipolar, so she goes through like a lot of manic episodes, and she's just. It's a really, really good show.
Yeah, I've heard it was really good.
It was really strong, probably 1 through 5, and then now it's kind of winding down. Now that you know it's only 8 seasons, and I can tell as I'm getting closer to the end, it was time. It was time. But yeah, no, it's really good. And then me and Lauren the other night watched Devil in the Family: The Fall of Ruby Franke. It's on Hulu. Ruby Franke was a one of these YouTube influencers where they were like the family vloggers.
Gross.
So they were, like the perfect family. She would do the day-to-day stuff, and it showed how, she just, as they grew, the page grew, and they got more and more followers. She's like yelling at the kids, like, "Hey, redo this, smile."
Turns out she's an absolute cunt.
Turns out, yeah, they're Mormon, so they excommunicated the husband. She kicked the husband out of the house. She started seeing this. I don't want to ruin it, but starts seeing this therapist. Kicks the husband out. Kicks the oldest daughter out. Kicks the oldest son out. Ends up moving in with this therapist and abusing some of the younger children. And it's just kind of the rise of this perfect YouTube family. And I would recommend it for you and Claire. Y'all, it's up your alley. Yeah. So,
what's it called again?
Devil in the Family: The Fall of Ruby Franke. And when you get on Hulu,
it's like a front page thing.
Yeah,
I might have seen it when I opened it up.
When you get on Hulu, it's going to be one of because it's trending now.
How many?
30.
Okay.
30. It's
cool.
It's very digestible.
Yeah, we do that shit like in a weekend.
Oh yeah. We did it. I think we did it in a night. Maybe we started it maybe at like 5:30, and
I have a 3-part little documentary we actually finished in one night, which is rare for us because Claire's like, I'm going to sleep. It's 9:30, and I'm like, I'll be there at 1:00.
Yep,
I stay up 3 hours after she does.
Exact same.
So it's just rare that we actually lined up.
Yeah. Homeland, and then I kind of have plotted out what I'm going to watch next. I'm going to knock out some Big Brother and catch up on that.
Do you watch the new season of Reacher?
No, that's on my list too.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
But I want to wait till I can binge them all. I don't like that they did the 3 and then the 1. The book that they did this one on is really good, so I'm expecting an awesome.
Dude, I would love to jump into those books too.
Dude, they're so good, man.
What is there, like 44 of them or something?
There's upper 20s.
I know I was exaggerating a little, but I knew
there's upper 20s, and it's kind of like a soup du jour. It's like an anthology, is that what they're called? Where it's a different story. It's not like a concurrent, real,
Where like you could jump in wherever, but
wherever.
I'm a fucking dork, and I'm like, no, because they might make a reference in book 7 that I don't know. So I'm like, I have to start.
But that one's really, but Lee Child, there's really not a whole lot of references through. I mean,
there's not recurring characters.
Not really.
Just him.
He's really. He's really it. And
well, see, then that's pretty cool.
But I am like you. I couldn't do that. You should start at 1 and go forward.
Yeah, I would feel like a fucking maniac if I just jumped in.
But they're really good, dude. They're really good.
I'll get to them.
And they're doing a spin-off of one of the characters, Neegly.
Is that a female? I think
female, which it's weird that they latched onto her because she does reoccur in the books, but it's very, very, very small.
Huh.
But yeah, it's on my list. It's on my list to get to.
That guy's such a stud.
Alan Richardson.
What a great casting.
Dude.
Like, I'm not a Tom Cruise hater. I like Tom Cruise, but it's like Jack Reacher's like 6'5", 270.
And
he's a fucking stud.
Yes.
And then, you see Tom Cruise, who I get, like, he's a great action star, got respect, but it's like, that's not Jack Reacher, dude. No.
Like in the book.
I'm glad that they recast.
Like in the book, like, he'll get in fights and like, he'll just one punch people. Like, he'll just like
because he's 6'5", 270.
Yeah, he'll just like he describes like, he's a drifter, he rides trains and hitchhikes and like he gets his clothes from thrift stores and like he talks struggles like he can't find shirts that fucking fit over his shoulders. Right. So Alan Ritchson is perfect for the. Yeah,
you could tell like Reacher. That was a great cast.
Perfect Reacher.
Yeah, I agree.
Reacher is very near and dear to my heart. I love that. So listening to, there's a new band that started coming across my Spotify. It's called Era, ERRA. They're metal, so they've got some I would say some
pizzazz,
some pizzazz, between the Buried in Me elements. They've got a little hard, hardcore elements, metal. They fucking guitar shreds. I don't pick up on much new music, but I've been listening to them more and more. One of my favorite bands, Sleep Token, they've been teasing music, new albums. And Sleep Token is very lore driven.
You talked about that, like a deity and stuff.
Yeah, like sleep is a deity that they serve. Bernie, can you chill the fuck out, please?
Bernie's ready to get out of here.
Yeah, he knows podcast is wrapping up. But yeah, I told you they're anonymous. They play in Mask, and when they have their shows are called worship or sermons, and there's lore and there's
I don't know what that sounds like. Step one of a cult, dog. You might want to just
dude. You should fucking go to their subreddit. Holy shit, people dive into this and they're breaking down lyrics.
You might want to.
I stay away from it. The music is fucking really good. I enjoy the music, but there is lore involved, and now they're teasing music. Like they put out a website. They put out a link to a website, and you went to the website and you had to solve a puzzle. And once you solved the puzzle, it sent you an email, and you could click the link in the email, and then you had like 2 houses you could choose from, depending on which house you choose. And like they're teasing music, and now they've sent out sheet music, and people have like composed it now, and like it's this whole big thing.
That's pretty cool. It's like fan interactive.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very.
That's different.
It's very, it's weird. So, but yeah, and then listening audiobooks, I'm picking that back up because my work is allowing me to. There's that series that I told you about, the Joe Pickett series.
Is that like CJ Box?
CJ Box.
Yeah, I've noticed a few of those books in our collection.
Yeah, it's the Wyoming game warden. It's kind of Reacher-ish.
Which sounds like such an awesome job. Like Wyoming, Montana, just being out in the wild that.
And the way he cool. And he's a game warden, so the way he depicts it, and that one is not one where it's very plot driven. You watch like from book 1 to the new one, like you watch his daughters like grow up, and like there's reoccurring characters and stuff referring back to things that happened in books past. So it's very, very good. He's got a new one out, so I'm catching back up. So I'm working my way through that. So that's what I've been listening to and watching.
Nice.
Yeah. I can contribute.
I'll start with watching. We actually went to the movies on like a Tuesday,
and you got glizzies. For me, even though
we went to Mexican food. We went to Campizano's, which is my favorite. Like we always just split quesadillas. Mm-hmm. So when you get quesadillas, what do you like?
As far as like the meat and stuff, combo.
Okay, that's what we get, but it's specifically down the middle. I get this half, you get that half.
Oh, really? Okay.
What team are you?
Probably chicken, just because steak is so overdone. It's not done right. Probably
See, I'm team chicken. She's always team steak or beef, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. So, we did get some glizzies. But what we saw was a film called Bring Them Down, which literally like 2 hours before the movie started, never even heard of it.
Yeah.
We looked at listings because I don't remember what happened, but somehow, we didn't have the kids, and we were like, fuck, we can go see a movie. And we took a little gummy and went to this movie. Mm-hmm. It's, I had to see what it was about just because I couldn't describe it well. It's an Irish sheep herding family faces conflicts on multiple levels. They deal with internal discord, family tensions, and a rival farmer while grappling with cultural and generational issues. But it was one of those like slow burn, like violent movies, It was good though. It was like just a Irish film that happened to be. So I was like, look, if there's an Irish film and it tells you like this was made in Ireland, everyone's Irish, I was like, it's got to be pretty fucking good if it got a theatrical release in America.
Yeah.
So that's what was our selling point. And it was, sometimes there's just, you look at movies and there's like 12 movies out and like, these are all just dog shit.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that could have been good. We watched American Manhunt, the O.J. Simpson show.
Heard that was good.
It was really good. We also watched American Murder with Gabby Petito.
We circled that.
That was the one we watched in one night.
Yeah,
I think they were maybe 45 minutes.
That's what
3 episodes.
The one we watched about that length. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were able to get through that pretty quickly. And I mean, they're both good. Those are both on HBO. Or I'm sorry, those are both on Netflix. On HBO, I finished season 3 of Righteous Gemstones. If anyone's seen that.
Never seen it. I've seen clips. And
Brady's the one who got us into it, or got me into it.
Pick it up.
It's really good. Season 3 has they introduced obviously a few new characters, and one of them's Steve Zahn, who I'm a big fan of that guy. He's kind of like he was Eli Gemstone's John Goodman, the patriarch of the family, and he's like his brother-in-law, and he's like a white nationalist like preacher. We're also all caught up, so HBO does the same thing where it's like they're old school, like one episode a week. They won't just dump it all. Yeah. So we're all caught up on the newest season of White Lotus, which
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on season 3. The first 2 are fantastic. The third one's just as good. Like, it's one of those shows where I recommend like anyone who has access to HBO or Max, the streaming service, like check it out, dude. It's really one of the best shows going right now. So that's what I watched really with my wife. With the kids, we watched. So, okay, this was a big movie for me growing up, and I rewatched it with the whole family, and it still holds up, dude. Fern Gully, where they save the rainforest.
Yeah.
I think I've told this one. That was one of my favorite childhood movies.
Yep.
And it really is just a movie about, respecting nature, preserving nature. Like, we can't just go and destroy our planet. Like, at the end, it says this movie's dedicated to our children and our children's children. So it's just a movie about, not letting the world burn. The second one, not nearly as good, but it was still, we watched it last week or less than a week ago. Ellie's still really into Ghostbusters, so we watched Ghostbusters 2. Solid sequel.
Can't be mad at that.
It was a really good one. Yeah, that's the original cast. I think we've watched all of them now. There's like 5, including the one with the old ladies, which honestly is probably my least favorite. Not because I'm a sexist pig. It's just not as funny.
I mean, my whole thing with that is like, if they're making the movie, who's making sandwiches?
Child, please.
That joke is funny. That's either going to hit or miss, brother. We're going to move on from that. But I respect the joke. That was a good one.
Thanks, man.
And last night, this was pretty cool. So Owen spent the night at my parents'. Claire had a stained glass class she had to teach at the global high
say
school.
That 5 times fast. Stained glass class. Yeah. Stained glass class. Stained glass class.
Didn't even recognize the tongue twister.
Yep.
So it was just me and Elizabeth. And when I got home, first thing she wanted to do, I was like, what do you want to do? And this is how I know she's my kid. She's like, let's go get a pizza. It's like, great. Where do you want a pizza from? Little Caesars. Awesome. Budget friendly. And when we get home, we're eating. I was like, what do you want to do? She's like, let's watch a movie. And for her, when it's just me and her, she thinks she can get a little edgy, and she's like, we're going to watch a PG-13 movie. And I'm like, you crazy little bitch. What do you want to watch? And the 2 movies that she always thinks are like the edgiest movies that she can think of are Megan, where it's like that little girl's like a robot. Yeah, the little robot doll, and Five Nights at Freddy. And we've watched most of Megan, and there was a couple scenes, like one scene she like rips a dude's ears off or something. And I was like, that was pretty crazy. So we watched Five Nights at Freddy, and you know what? I didn't hate it. It was pretty good.
Oh, pretty good.
It was different.
Okay.
So yeah, we just got to eat pizza, and so the movie's like an hour and 49 minutes, and at about an hour 35, there's like a final boss scene. And that's when she's like, maybe we just finish this another time. She's like, it's getting kind of scary and it's dark outside. And I was like, that's fine. We don't have to finish it, but I enjoyed it, and I'll probably finish it without her. Okay. I listened to Origin, which is a Dan Brown, one of the Robert Langdon books.
Yeah. Yep.
I just read, it was okay. Those are getting a little old for me. These 3 books are all by the same author, and she's a really good writer. She writes, She writes like just historical nonfiction. She like focuses on really like Soviet era Russia and just like European politics. First one was about Autocracy Inc., which is, a form of government that would be an autocracy, which is basically like dictator, police state, really sucks. She wrote a book called The Iron Curtain, which is obviously about, the Soviet Union post World War II. And the other one called, that's not right. What was it called? Red Famine. That's what it's about. It was about the famine that Stalin created by trying to industrialize the all the farmers there, and just did not work out. Anyways, those are all by a lady named Anne Applebaum, and she's a really good writer. And she won a Pulitzer for another book that she wrote about the Russian gulags called The Gulags. So, like I said, she focuses primarily on like Russian history between like the Bolshevik Revolution all the way up to like the Berlin Wall, or the fall of the Berlin Wall. This one was called American Uprising by Daniel Rasmussen. It was in 1811 in New Orleans. It was the largest act of armed resistance against slavery in the U.S. history. It was pretty interesting. It was just, obviously didn't work out for them, but they at least fucking tried.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out for them, but they sure gave it a good try.
Good effort.
Book 3 of The Game of Thrones, which is, of course, a Storm of Swords. And then book 4, which was A Feast for Crows. And man, those books to me are just, they're a big investment, and they really are just getting progressively not as good, which sucks for me because the first book was so fucking cool. Like I was nerding out to Claire all week, like speaking dirty to her in Dothraki, and all this talking about him getting hard as Valyrian steel. I was trying to make as many dirty jokes as I could, and now it's like it's just, I don't know, dude. It's almost like there's nothing exciting happening. It's just a lot of dialogue between a lot of people, and each chapter is a different person with different characters and different dialogue. It's hard to follow.
I get lost in the sauce. And all that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, they've been talking for literally 4 fucking hours and nothing's happening. Yeah, and then there's introducing new characters, and they just got these names where you're like, okay, that's like guy number 75. I have to remember. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if this is important or not.
You're driving, you're just fucking writing down.
And I talked to our buddy Nick about this when I showed him, because I show him a lot of stuff that I'm reading, because he's the one that got us into Libby. And he was like, I read those books, or I started reading those like in college, and he's like, I just gave up on like book 3 or 4. And at the time I was like, you're a fucking maniac. Like, these are amazing. And now I'm like, all right, Nick,
get it.
You got it. Yeah, you make a good point. And the one I started today, that's going to take me all of next week, is Lonesome Dove by Larry McCurdy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, I saw that in the list. Yeah.
And I've been waiting for that. That won a Pulitzer too.
Yeah.
I'm going to win a fucking Pulitzer one day.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
Appreciate it.
Have you seen Shoresy yet?
No, that's Hulu? The Letterkenny.
Yeah, it's a hockey.
Man, everyone likes that show.
You should
Should I watch Letterkenny first?
Nope. Watch Shoresy. Watch Shoresy. There's really...
Yeah, you're like the third person to tell me that. I think Ryan likes it and Dakota both really like that show.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorites I've watched in a while.
I'll really check it out.
And the new season just dropped too. So,
what is that, like?
4.
Season 4 already?
Yeah, I think they're only 6ers though. So
they're what?
6 episodes each.
Oh, so that's easy.
It's pretty digestible. So
we'll see.
Yeah. Bernie, do you have anything to say?
Come on, Bernie. You're making us look bad.
Make me look like a dick.
God damn it, Bernie. Just pinch him a little. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a pod, man.
Bernie was here the whole time.
Yeah, and he didn't fucking do shit.
Bernie, don't you want to say something before we get out of here?
Fuck you, dude.
He looks so funny in your arms, though. He's wearing a sweater that says what? Cool beans or something?
Bad to the bone. He's just this fat ass pug.
He looks like he's just been kidnapped. His eyes are so wide.
This is like us, dude. He just wants me to hold him all the time, just like this. Like,
he's just one of the boys.
And if I'm on the couch, he'll fucking just get back here on my neck, just rest his head on top of my head.
This is Bernie's house.
Yeah, we're just living in it, man.
Wasn't that the name of his show? Was it Bernie's house? The Bernie, or was it just Bernie Mac?
I think it was just Bernie Mac.
Okay.
All right, we're out. I'm Matt.
And I'm Andrew.
We're out.
Bye.